What's up, everyone? We are back for another episode of Who Are They? Spin from the Real. Once again, I am Matt, and joining me as always is the personality himself. What the hell?
What are you doing? What is going on? Hi, everybody. My name is Chris Anthony Lopez. Y'all already know what the deal is. Welcome to another episode of Spin from the Real. Hope y'all having a great Monday. Oh my gosh, guys, I've had such a weird Monday. I mean, not only has
it's weird. My TV just turned on something.
What was that? Can I ask what that was?
I'm pretty sure Cameron knew I was going live, so he decided to stream something from his phone to my TV. I don't know. I just turned off my TV.
Was it like Coco Melon or something?
No, it was just some. I honestly don't know. But before we get things started, if you hadn't paid attention to our Twitter this past week or so, Suge made another bet.
with you to be specific.
Yes, with me to be specific. And Suge has to pay up on said bet. So
let's do it.
We're going. Hold on. I got to. So, Chris, you want to elaborate to people what exactly the bet was?
Sure. So the last time on Triple R, the Rager Rick Radis, no stranger to this channel, the last time he was on, he played Chrissy V, and Suge didn't believe in the Rager the first time, and he paid up for it by doing a little dance for us. Because I mean, what else would one Suge night do but dance for everyone that watches the show and for us to our own amusement? But this time around, Matt called him out once again because he picked Peggy Gubbins in this pay-per-view match that just happened this past Friday, and we all saw the outcome. We saw that the Rager took the W, so that meant that Suge, the Suge Knight 323, is going to do another dance for us right now, because that's what happens. Apparently, when you pick against the Rager, this is what happens. And maybe the Ragins is in the chat, Taylor Cleek. I don't know if he's here or not, but yeah, this is going to be this is going to be something.
Yeah. So, for those of you, before I get things started, for those of you who do not watch Blurs in the Hood, this song choice was inspired by Winston A. Marshall this week. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Suge Knight 323. Come on, Suge.
Cash Money Records taking 99 2000. Girl, you working with the bag. Girl, proud with the bag. With that, you can buy it in the jag. With that, you can spend it by your bag. A grass shag, got money I can play. A trash shag, I'm a bitch, I'm a player. Gun spray, a clear head, a flipper, great Billy, but I be taking wood, I'm out the hood, let it be understood, it's all good,
Suge, you're a man of your word. You gotta respect it. Hold on, I'm just making sure. There we go. What the hell says Branding Buckingham?
My kneecaps are just gone right now. My kneecaps are gone. I can't drop it like it's hot anymore. So, what is Chris? Chris, you're muted.
He's not muted.
He
muted himself.
I need.
Look at. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Shout out to Winston A. Marshall for the song choice. Love you, bud.
I cannot drop it like it's hot anymore. Okay, my knees were about to get. I'm gonna give out.
Spin is a square. I can't listen to Schmoedown Throwdown, and now my eyes, my poor eyes.
And we'll get there. I promise.
I should have wore the tights.
Yeah, you should have worn them damn tights.
Oh, Corey. I don't know what you talk about, homie. I got that dump truck back there. Look at that. It's there.
All right. Well,
look, all right. I love that our first guest of the show, he's just chilling backstage. Yeah. Poor guest. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Zack came to talk Schmoedown, and he's over here seeing me.
Kaluki says, not the tights.
Cal, what's up, Cal? Haven't seen you in a while, bud. My best friend Cal. Look, I wasn't prepared for any of that, and I'm so glad we did it. I have no regrets.
I wasn't prepared either.
We are the go-to Schmoedown after show where ass is shaking like it's nobody's business.
Damn right.
We're ready to rage. That's what it is, and we'll talk about the rage later. But oh my god!
For now, let's bring on our guest.
Yes,
and that is none other than the one and the only Zack the Attack Burkett.
Zack, I was fully prepared to see you start throwing ass. I was fully prepared.
This is not what I signed up for. I don't know what I just walked into the middle of. This wasn't where I thought this night was going to go.
See, Zack, the last time you're on Spin from the Reel.
Bravo. Thank you, Zack. Thank you.
Zack, so much has happened. So much has happened since last time you've been on the show, Zack. And one of those things that we added Suge, and we started throwing ass in the meantime. So, I mean, next time we'll send the invite. I didn't know if you'd want to be part of that or not, but you got to hold down some of a Schmoedown.
I'll let you know. Yeah, we'll.
Word. I'll holler at you, bro. I'll holler at you.
On that. Thank you.
Word. Well, Zack, first off, besides you being blinded, congratulations on your match against Adam Witt in the Star Wars tournament. Your first match ever in the Schmoedown.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm excited. It's a good feeling, man.
And you kicked its ass. You kicked that match's ass. For your first time in it?
Close. I mean, Witt, right. I mean, he's really good. It was a close match. I mean, he could have kicked my ass. It could have gone either way, but
yeah, but there was no hesitation. What you gotta love. You're just like, oh, it's this.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's 5. Yeah, I did know that one.
See, Zack, so in your preparation for this, obviously you've been rocking with the stars, working under, I'm assuming you're working with a guy like Alex Damon. And I mean, and we'll talk about that match in a little bit. Yeah. But your match in to be specific, you must have had one hell of a workout plan and ahead of this thing. Not only working with the Star Wars champion, but you're no stranger to trivia. Like, so what was it? I don't want to give away your whole process, but like, was the preparation anything different from what you were doing with Dragon Con?
Oh yeah, definitely. So with Dragon Con, because it covers so much more material, and there's novels and comics and all kinds of all the wider canon, and that stuff is just like so hard to keep up with because it's just like so much stuff. So like with Dragon Con, I find myself I'll read like synopses and like in the Wikipedia pages, I'll take notes and things. I'll just kind of like skim and watch YouTube videos. But when Schmoedown it's just the films. I just like dive deep into each film at a time, and it's been a lot more enjoyable because it's like less pressure than Dragon Con in terms of the material covered. And it's good to be able to kind of just focus on the movies as opposed to everything else. And and I love the movies. That was obviously that's
where everything comes from, right?
Star Wars. Yeah, I mean we love the films as Star Wars fans, so that's I don't mind watching the movies a bunch. So yeah, but yeah, and I had a great support system. The stars, of course, but also other friends and people in my life who have helped me and quizzed me and helped me study and stuff. So it was definitely a team effort.
Word.
Yeah, for sure, Zack. And look, I'm super, congratulations, your first match. You look like, let me tell you something. The Dragon Con people have looked amazing. They have not looked anywhat deterred from Schmoedown. They look like they've been playing for a while. You looked amazing. How has your preparation been with Roxy and learning the Schmoedown? Because a lot of people got to remember, this is your first Schmoedown match. And not a Dragon Con match, not a regular movie trivia match, not a Star Wars trivia match. So how was the preparation with Roxy?
Yeah, well, so on that note, real quick, I just want to say shout out to Thomas and Marie. We're all killing it. Good job, guys, on your matches. It's like we're living up to that, that Dragon Con name. And I'm so glad that we all, made a big splash and we're making an impression, and we're still, still living up to that hype. So you're killing it, guys. Good job. But as far as training with Roxy and stuff, she is a phenomenal manager. I am so happy with my team and our dynamic and everything. Roxy knows how to kind of get in our heads and how to just say the right thing to get us to focus, and especially in the midst of a match, when she's talking to you, she just knows how to calm your nerves and everything. and like her strategies are just on point and everything. And it's like I have all the knowledge, the trivia stuff down, but then she comes in with her gameplay, her game plan, which really come together and we execute it. And it's like we like have worked very well together so far. And I think she's a great manager.
Roxy is one hell of a manager to learn from, if anything. I mean, we see what she's capable of doing just with her words in a match, let alone anything she's capable of outside that you're obviously seeing firsthand for the first time, or if you've been shadowing everybody with their matches that they had this year. But I mean,
I feel very lucky.
I bet, man. I mean, she's one of the best managers going right now. One of the best managers ever. Even though she may not be winning Manager of the Year awards, her impact is. I mean, it's nothing without being said. Like she's killing it. And we saw with you only missed 2 questions. Like and I know in Star Wars matches you got like the aim is to go perfect because that's how high the quality of competition is.
Exactly.
And we saw that with Adam Witt when he played your friend Thomas Harper, friend of the show, Thomas Harper. Like when you found out you're playing Witt, what was the first thing that crossed your mind?
So I had heard, how well he did against Thomas. That he took Thomas to his 5-pointer, and I was like, oh man, like I gotta take this guy seriously because anybody who brings Thomas to their 5, commands respect. So I was a little nervous. I was a little shaken. I was like, damn, okay, so I have to approach this. I can't underestimate Adam Witt, and he's a very good player. I completely see why he's a fan favorite. I'm a fan of his now. I can definitely say that. So I didn't let my guard down. I wasn't going to, I was going to play him just as intently as if it was Thomas or Alex or anybody else. I was going to take him seriously and not let my guard down.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you come out on top with the victory, and now you move on in the tournament to face between Marie and Gold Leader. How excited to see that matchup, and who are you rooting for? Because you can't root for somebody. Are you obviously rooting for Marie, or you want a piece of Gold Leader?
See, a little bit of both. I'm very, very excited to see that match. I'm not sure who I want to see come out of that one, because on the one hand, I would like to play Gold Leader myself, just because he's been talking a lot of smack, and he's been, he's been popping off and talking a big game, and I kind of want to put him in his place a little bit. But obviously, I want to support Marie too. Being a Dragon Con player. So either way, whatever outcome. I'll just be curious to see what happens, and I'll gladly take either one of them on. But I would especially like to take on Gold Leader.
Hey.
Go ahead, Chug.
No, go ahead, man.
Okay. Well, the question I have for you, Zach, is it nice knowing you have the monkey off your back already? First match in, you got the W already. There's a lot less to worry about now. You don't have the pressure of, okay, this is the first match. I just got to get this first W. Now it's just I can relax a little bit more, not a ton more, because there's still other matches you got to play.
Yeah.
But does that relieve some of the pressure knowing you already have that win under your belt?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. And it's I'm not going to relax or anything completely, obviously, but yeah, it does. I can kind of breathe a sigh of relief, and just take a little bit of that edge off, a little bit of the pressure off, because it's funny in the match. Probably the very first question was when I was most nervous, and then once the question was out of the way and I'd gotten it right, I was like, okay, I'm in this. And I think Mark Ellis said something about like, oh, he gets his first question right or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like I can kind of breathe now. It's like I'm in this now and I know what I'm doing, so it'll be okay. But if I had just missed that first one, I don't know, that would have thrown my entire whatever. But yeah, anyway.
So a follow-up question I have for that is, we all watched the pay-per-view this past Friday. We know the outcome. Does that pressure you had about getting that first W now transfer to pressure of winning the tournament because you want to bring that title back to the Stars?
The pressure feels the same. I don't think it's any more or less pressure than it already was, because, you know, no matter who has the title, no matter who has the belt at the end of this tournament, I still plan on getting on making it to the end, regardless of who I'm going to be facing in the end. So I'm just as determined now as I was before the pay-per-view. Obviously now it would be great to get that belt back, you know. So it's kind of an added, you know, icing on the cake, added benefit now, if and when I make it to the end. But I'm still going to play just as hard as I had always intended to in this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, people that are watching, if you're not unsure, we are going to be talking about the pay-per-view, so there is spoilers. So if you haven't watched it yet or you're waiting for it to come out, be aware we are going to talk spoilers, so we don't want to spoil it for you. So come back afterwards or something like that, because we don't want to upset people. But speaking of obviously Alex Damon, you know, in the pay-per-view this week, I know that you knew the outcome. But you hadn't watched it yet. Have you got a chance to watch the match?
Mm-hmm, yeah, I watched it.
And you obviously you've trained with Alex Damon now because you're on the Stars together. What was your thoughts just on performance or like his mindset? Do you think his mind was somewhere else as far as the IG? Was he too focused? You know, I thought he was and Chris, you know this like me, the person that comes in a fight too amped up. I thought he was too ready for this match.
Oh,
he was, you know, because it showed in that first question. It showed in the second round when he was answering questions and not even going to multiple choice. Do you think maybe Zack that he was just too amped up for this match, or do you think that his headspace was not in the right place?
Well, I think it's possible that first question he missed may have thrown him off, because that was a tough for a round one question. That was a freaking tough one, and I was shocked that was in the first round, let alone the first question of the match. I was like, damn, they're going there. So I can see, I mean, because that would have thrown me off too. So I can totally see how that could kind of mess with you. That was a tough opening question. But I mean, throughout the match, you know, he and DeMolanta both had a handful, you know, of questions they missed. So, you know, and DeMolanta also, you know, so I think really that the writers stepped up the difficulty level of the questions going into this match in particular, because I've noticed this, you know, significant, you know, difference in the there were some challenging questions in this one, and I feel like it got to both of them.
100%, and that's just what Star Wars is nowadays. You know, that's unfortunately the division that you entered when you got drafted. Like the Star Wars division is obviously on 10, maybe even further, and you had to. I mean, this could be to your benefit. You got to sit back and watch the division unplay for a little bit before you actually got to answer some questions. Like, with the exception of Marie and Thomas, like we talked about them a little bit ago. Like on the rest of the division, just as a bystander or as a fan, like how do you look at the Star Wars division? Like folks like Gold Leader, we got to see Lacey Gillerin play. Obviously, Eric Whiteley, whose Patreon match just went up today, or is going up for the public on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that one too.
Right, that one's going to be really good too. But what's your thoughts on the entire Star Wars division as a whole? Because this is probably the most difficult the division has ever been.
Yes, I'm super impressed by every player in this division. I mean, every competitor has earned their place here. We're all here for a reason, because we deserve to be here. And anybody I happen to be up against, I am going to take, you know, just as seriously. You know, I'm not going to underestimate anybody. Even so, yeah. I mean, Gold Leader for all the crap he talks and all the crap I talk, you know, back about him. You know, he's good. He knows his stuff.
He's good.
And I, you know, obviously I recognize that and I respect that. So, but also John Hoey, really good player.
Yeah.
There's just like tons of talent and tons of really amazing players in this division, and you know, and I would consider it, you know, an honor to play any one of them because we're all like, you know, top of our game.
And you mentioned,
sure.
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead, Chris. It's fine.
You mentioned that you were, at least to begin the season, last time we got to speak to you it's been a minute, Zach. It's been
a while.
And a lot's happened since. The Schmoedown has had a lot of controversy, whether it's questions being as difficult as they should be, or like, oh, the writers suck. The writers don't suck. Come on, guys.
No.
But
The writers are great.
Exactly. But with your aspirations and what the Schmoedown was like before you entered the league, have those changed since you finally got to see a bit of it? Like you got the taste of it. You obviously played. You got to train. You went to the Roxy Strider Schmoedown boot camp. Like, have your aspirations changed in becoming that Schmoedown player that you wanted to be, or is Star Wars and what you're doing now like your absolute main focus?
I wouldn't say they've changed. If anything, my aspirations, you know, have strengthened. You know, so I definitely now have a better idea of, you know, how this league operates and what it's like. You know, to play and be part of this community. And I definitely, you know, obviously Star Wars is my number one focus. It is my, you know, my main thing, closest to my heart. I am first and foremost a Star Wars fan and a Star Wars player. I would still love to branch out one day and, you know, and try my hand at IG or singles, and like, you know, and working with my teammates, you know, like Jacoby, Brandon, Hannah, Janine, you know, like, helping them study and prepare for IG and singles. It's only kind of reinforced my desire to one day, try another division. But first, I plan to conquer Star Wars. I want to prove myself, Star Wars division first, prove my worth, and then once I've conquered that, move on to the next thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I do want to see you in IG. I think from talking to you, I think I would be excited to see IG, but I also want to see what you do in Star Wars. You know, you get to move on to the next round in the tournament, and you know, if you can, you know, get past that person, you're in the finals. You know, whether it be Marie or Gold Leader. So you know, you got a task ahead of you. But you talked about being part of the community, and I just wanted to get your thoughts. How's it been being part of the Schmoedown community and getting acclimated with the Schmoedown community? Like, how's it been for you?
It's been amazing, man. Like, I love it. I met so many incredible people, you know, whether it's on these after shows like you guys or, you know, my teammates, you know, it's you know, and it's just, you know, people on Twitter, like there's just like so, and, you know, just too many to name, but like, I've talked to and met so many cool people, made so many new friends, and I feel like I've been welcomed, like, you know, with open arms into this community. I feel like I'm a part of it now, and that is like so awesome, because the beginning of this year, I never thought that, you know, I would end up here. You know, I don't know. It's just like wild to think about, but like, I really love the energy and the support and the enthusiasm everybody has. It's just awesome.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. And in regards, going back to your match for a second, like, you played Adam Witt. Adam Witt played against your Dragon Con cohort, Thomas Harper, and he put on one hell of a match. Yeah. And he put one hell of a match on against you as well. Like, yeah, my man may miss some questions, but damn it, like, you also had to perform. Because in Star Wars, you have to perform in order to succeed. And obviously you did that. Again, congratulations, especially in your first match. But Adam Witt has had he hasn't had his luck in Star Wars. Like, he's 0-4 in the division, but obviously he puts up great performances. Like, is this, like, when you look at a guy like Adam Witt with a record like that, but he still performs at a high level, like, again, that has to reinforce the competition in this. Like, he has a losing record. Typically, if you went 0-4 in the Schmoedown in 2018, like, you would have gotten the boot by now. You would be out of the whole league. But now, with how everything's lined up, what's going on, Nick? I went back to watch Chick dance. It was fantastic, 100%. And if you put in $50 in Streamlabs, Zach will do it.
I didn't do anything.
I'm kidding. But with Star Wars, I obviously like it's your bread and butter, and Dragon Con, like essentially it prepared you for this.
Yeah.
Like I want to ask you about like the differences for a second between the two, because now that you got your licks in, and you have obviously been doing Dragon Con for as long as you have, winning that and succeeding at that as well. Like Harper mentioned that the one Dragon Con competition and the whole trivia aspect of that is less than what a Star Wars match would be for a championship match per se. Like, would you agree with that? That there's more to a 5-round Star Wars movie trivia match compared to a Dragon Con trivia competition?
Less in terms of, I mean, I guess it depends. Well, they're different. As far as like fewer questions, it depends. I don't know. So, the Schmoedown, definitely there's like more strategy involved, and there's more gameplay involved. You know, Dragon Con, you're pretty much just answering questions, and you're just answering questions until until one person is left. You know, whereas in the Schmoedown, there's like I said, more strategy, and it's more of a game, right? And also, you know, and the Schmoedown is more structured in that it has rules in play, you know, in the JTEs and the challenges and everything, you know. So like in Dragon Con, for example, you can't challenge whatever this guy says, you know, the question reader guy, whatever he says goes. So you can't challenge this dude, and
right.
You know, so things like that. And then, you know, with the wheel spin, obviously, you know, you want to spin again, you want not, you know, not spin again. So I would say it's hard to compare, you know, because but I don't know if that answers your question at all. I kind of just rambled on, but does that sort of answer the question?
Yeah, it kind of answers. Yeah. I'm actually excited to see you guys play Dragon Con again, because I just want to see Thomas Harper go, can I get a JTE? And they'd be like, what?
Repeat the question? Huh?
Repeat the question. You know, Marie's like, can I talk to my manager? Like, where's Sam? Where's Sam at? I need to talk to him real quick. Like, what's going on? Go ahead, Matt.
I do want to say, I honestly, I was on board with your challenge because it's the planet forest moon of Endor, not just the forest moon of Endor. It's like I understood your thinking behind it, and I would have probably just, if it was me on that desk, I probably would have ruled in favor of a new question.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think, you know, I understand the ruling. I think it was fair. You know, I see where they were coming from, because, you know, technically it is a moon, not a planet, and they said planet, so I get it, but it just kind of sucked because I wasn't even looking at it like that. But of course, I know Endor's a moon, obviously. But I just, like, again, in the heat of the moment, I was trying to, you know, I overanalyzed the question. I got all technical, but I was just like, okay, just like remember, you know, don't like think that deeply into it.
But that's what this is boiled down to. And not even just Star Wars. The whole Schmoedown is boiled down to semantics.
Yeah,
you know, like it's one letter, one apostrophe, like David O. Russell, like that.
Right.
That whole ordeal, like if that happened in the Schmoedown now, Jesus, like I don't even want to know what would go on.
Tiderium, and, you know, things like that. Yeah.
Even at the pay-per-view, Chris, there was issues with the first answer of the question between Alex and Damalanta.
Right, and PJ Campbell had to fight the whole YouTube chat. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know, but, you know, kind of going back to what Chris was talking about, Zach, how the difference between Dragon Con and Schmoedown, how has it been now that you played a Schmoedown match, the level of competition, the actual competition? Because we tend to think, okay, they're playing each other, but you're really not. You're playing just the questions. You're just answering the questions and trying to get the best score. But how has it been, this new competition for you? Like, how does it feel? Like, because it seems like you get excited for it. You were very calm, cool, collected in your match, but you know, now you have like kind of a character that you have to do. Like, so how is it all? Like, how are you soaking it all in?
I am really, really enjoying it, honestly. You know, and like with Dragon Con, you know, it can get stressful because you have this guy who's trying to ask us like the hardest possible questions, and you know, and it, you know, this question writer guy, he's like sadistic, man. I mean, this guy is evil. I mean, he'll try and really he'll try and trip us up and ask us these like ridiculously obscure things. You know, it's all for show and it's all good fun. It's it's like how look at these nerds and whatever. But so and like with the Dragon Con people, with the exception of Alex, Molly, Thomas, and maybe one or two others, these aren't the people we see throughout the rest of the year or keep in touch with, really. I mean, we see them, most of these people we really see only at once a year at Dragon Con, whereas with Schmoedown, we're constantly interacting with people and commenting and tweeting and stuff like that, and it's back to the whole community thing. It's like much more of a community. It's a network, and everybody is close, and we all support one another, and we share each other's victories and successes and stuff, and you don't have that with Dragon Con. So it's definitely been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I'm super glad that you enjoyed it. I'm super glad you're a part of the community, man. Because like I said, the first time I met you and talked to you, and you told me your story, I immediately was a huge fan of yours. And getting to see you play your first match was awesome. You got your win, which was awesome. And then now you're, like I said, you're into that second round. We asked you who do you want to play, but what are you doing now to prepare? Are you tightening up some of the stuff? Like you just said right now, you overanalyze the question. Are you trying to like get out of that bad habit of doing that?
Yeah. And I feel like even from that one challenge experience alone, I learned a lot. Or that was like a lesson learned. So now I won't make that mistake again. So every match I'm learning, every question I'm learning, or every match I play and every match that I watch, I'm constantly learning and growing and kind of adapting. But I feel like I've got a good handle on it now. And yeah, I mean, I'm over here studying. I've got my notes. I got my movies. I'm definitely preparing. Yeah, right, exactly.
If they weren't already before. And it's funny enough, because 7 minutes ago we got a StreamYard from Dagan, and
Dagan, that's my man right there.
And it's funny enough because he basically asked the exact same question Chris asked 7 minutes ago, which is, Dagan says, "What's up, guys? Question for Zack: how does playing in Dragon Con compare to playing in Schmoedown? What are the biggest differences you've noticed so far in terms of how the two games are played?"
Okay, well, I feel like we pretty much covered that.
Sorry, Dagan.
He's Chris stole your thunder.
I talk too much, Dagan. That's my thing. Frenchie called me out for that on Speaking of Schmoedown this past Saturday. He's like, "Chris, you talk too much." It's like, it's kind of my gimmick. but Zack,
I mean, it really isn't. It really isn't your gimmick. You just do it. You're rude. Yeah. You're very rude.
I mean, did you not have people not seen Show Me the Money from this past Tuesday?
Exactly. But don't worry, Matt. Don't worry. He's not going to talk as when our other guest comes. He's just going to sit there. We're good. We're good. Yeah.
Stop it.
Come on, Chris.
I'm sorry, Dagan. You're my man, though. You already know. Dagan's my homie. But no, but thank you so much for supporting the channel. All the Streamlabs go directly to the channel as a whole.
Yes.
But Zack, to go back to you for a minute.
Sure.
I mean, because like enough about me. Who cares about me? We're here for you.
I care.
And that I'm gonna go to sleep at night knowing that Zack cares about me.
I'm gonna go to sleep tonight knowing that Suge threw some ass back.
Suge shook some ass. That's what happened.
I'm still trying to like unsee that.
Oh, you should look at Twitter. The Twitter, I put your picture up. It's amazing. Go look at it.
Zach is going to be playing like Goal Leader or Marie, and he's like, "All right, answers," and he's like, "Suge shaking ass." Wait, what? No.
He's gonna have like a flashback.
Right. If Zack loses the next match, we already know who to blame it on. I'm telling you that right now.
It's blamed on Suge shaking ass. We all know.
Right. But the whole character stuff, right? Like Suge had mentioned that like you're developing this character and you were given the nickname the Attack, Zack the Attack Burkett. Like, is that something that usually would trip you up? Like, because some people come into this league and the whole character aspect is new to them. They don't really know, but at the same time, the Schmoedown's full of actors, you know, like, and you're no stranger to making movies.
Right.
But like, was this something where it's like, oh, you're coming into this space, thousands of people are watching you in your match. Like, how did you approach the character aspects, especially if we can break the fourth wall for a second?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
how was it adapting to that?
Yeah, I can speak to it a little bit. So I mean, so my, I've only had, like one real match so far. Obviously, I'm still developing, the character. I mean, my character so far, for the most part, is pretty much just me. I'm just, I'm here, I'm playing myself. But there have been a couple things that I'm kind of interjecting, some kind of, certain angles and things that I'm going for. But for the most part, I'm just kind of being me. I'm just kind of being authentic and just like saying like what I would actually say in this situation. And as for my name, I love Zack Attack. I'm so glad I got stuck with that name because that is a good one. And I've been called that, before. People have called me Zack Attack in my life. So it's like that is perfect. It's got a good ring to it. I'm about it.
That is such a 90s nickname.
You're right.
Like, I feel like it's Saved by the Bell or
Zack Attack Morris. Let's go.
But I love it. No, but it fits Zack though because
it does.
Really, Zack he's such a wholesome guy. He's not a John Roca. He's not a Jesse Swift. He's like a good, wholesome guy.
He's not a throw Jesse under the bus, dude.
Jesse's wholesome.
I always.
Jesse's a sweet boy. Jesse's a really sweet boy.
Is he?
Yeah. Not that much.
I'll tell you that. Yeah, but I do love Zack's name.
He's PLD Jr. now. That's what he is.
Oh, right. But thankfully, Zack is not PLD Jr. I don't want my man to get shat on everywhere.
I mean, realistically, if he just keeps that mustache and gets rid of all this, he's right there.
No, we don't want that to happen to Zack. That's the whole thing.
We should all do that. All the after shows should all shave their stuff off and just have the mustache to be like PLD. Let's just do it.
I'm not allowed to because of work. If I shave it, I'm not allowed to grow it back. So that's a no for me.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's some jobs I do that. But getting back to the Schmoedown and Zack.
Yeah, we're talking movies.
Yeah, we're talking movies. Are you happy you don't have to study obscured stuff anymore? That it's just 12 movies and that's it.
It's kind of nice, It's a nice change of pace. It's a relief.
I mean, who
knows?
By the end of the year, it might be 12 movies and 3 TV shows.
Yeah, which I mean, that would be awesome. Like, obviously, I'm a fan of the TV shows. I love Clone Wars, Rebels, Mando. So I mean, I would be down for that. I'm on board. I hope they do incorporate the TV shows. That would be super cool.
We are an FCL. I can tell you that as someone who's like 40 freaking questions for it.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, and no objections here for me. Yeah, that's that would open a lot of doors.
Talk about the Schmoedown just like becoming more like the Dragon Con stuff. It's like, all right, guys, by the end of 2022, we're gonna start doing the books.
Nope. I have them. I don't need
Schmoedown. Yeah.
if we're allowed to pick one book, yes, and it'll either be Lost Stars or the Ahsoka novel. Other than that, I'm good.
I love Lost Stars.
I love it too. I still, because I know you were at Celebration. I still wish I had known you then, so I could actually.
I wasn't at Celebration.
You weren't?
No, I didn't. Go.
How dare you? No,
I'm shocked.
I did have tickets for the one last year that got pushed, so I'll be at the next one.
I'll be there with you, and Chris might too. But
I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll be there, but I won't be able to go inside. But I'll be there.
It's not because he didn't get a ticket; it's because they won't let him.
Yeah, he's not allowed in Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
I'm really not actually. Yeah. It's a gangland thing, territory. I'm not allowed to be there. We won't talk about that. No,
I mean,
we're not.
PJ mentioned somebody possibly mentioned PJ adding Spaceballs, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll never say never."
Spaceballs to Star Wars.
That's a joke.
That's a hot button topic.
Was it April Fool's Day when he said that?
No, it wasn't.
I think that'd be like a competitor vote. And I'm assuming Zack would be like, hell no.
It would be interesting.
No, it would. I mean, interesting. There's a lot of things interesting about the Schmoedown already, and Spaceballs' exclusion from Star Wars is probably for the better. If we're not getting Mando, then we're good with Spaceballs.
I mean, you could have like a spoof slice on the wheel, or I don't know how that would work.
I mean, realistically, what spoofs for Star Wars are there besides Spaceballs?
I can't even think of it.
Family Guy. The Family Guy one.
I guess
more TV than
the holiday special, maybe. I don't know.
The holiday special.
Yo, the holiday.
No,
special.
Because if you put the holiday special on there,
the Ewok
movies.
The Ewok movies.
Bibiani
we're just opening a whole can of worms here. We should probably not.
I mean, you could
not give them any ideas.
You know what?
Right.
You know what would be a good slice now that I think about it? It would be it would be Star Wars, but other other like media. So you could do the video games, you could do the books, you could do comics,
Jesus.
And then it's just turned into Dragon Con.
Then it's Dragon
No,
Con
no,
on
it-
the wheel.
it'd be Dragon Con.
but it's only one slice though. It's only one slice though.
Yeah.
But it's only one slice though. So that would give Dragon Con players a kind of a
That would give them the edge immediately.
yeah. Could you imagine opponent's choice? They get opponent's choice. Oh, give them Star Wars media.
Oh yes.
Over.
I'm counting all my books here, and you cannot ask competitors to read them.
Get some of those steals. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys would get steals left and right. So obviously Zach. Now we, like we've talked about. You got that match. You got the match. Have they? Oh, we don't even know who you play yet. Okay, so
We don't know yet.
we already we talked about who do you want to play? Yeah. Is it this week or next week?
Next week.
Next week.
I haven't looked at the schedule.
We're finishing up. The team semis this week, and we got Harper Whiteley on Wednesday.
I mean, I should know these things. I do a podcast about the Schmoedown, but
Right? You would think. You
I got
should
so
know
much
the
going
schedule. How dare you? How dare you not know?
how
The schedule?
dare me? There you go. Yeah, Corey Cameron, Extended Universe Legend Wheel Slice. Yeah, I think they should come up.
Hell
with
on
that.
earth! Like that.
I'm good.
That's a
That would
mess.
be interesting.
Again,
I feel like we're
become
not-
Dragon Con.
Yeah. I feel like we're not quite there yet, but in a few years, who knows what'll happen. So
But
Real quick, I just want to ask Zach, what were your impressions of Demolanta beating Damon? What'd you think about that?
I mean, it was tough. It was a tough. They both played very well. It was a close game. It was a great match. Obviously, on both sides. And obviously, with Alex being my friend and my teammate. It was a tough loss. I was disappointed, and it wasn't the outcome we wanted. But now he gets to play the next tournament, and I cannot wait to see him bulldoze his way through everybody in this tournament and get right to the end and get that title shot and get that belt back again, whether it's from Laura or Demolanta or whoever,
Or you.
or me. Yeah, and now that would be interesting. That would be cool.
What are the odds that next tournament we get Damon versus Damon in the finals?
Ooh.
I mean,
What
it's
about-
possible. Like
It's
it's
highly
possible.
That would be
It's
a good
very
show.
possible.
That would be a great.
It's very
match.
very possible.
Like with Molly's match and with Laura in February, like talk about you not being able to have any gaps. Like I think probably the most questions missed this year in a Star Wars match. If it was like, I don't want to diss on Molly because she's obviously really good on Star Wars, but like just the few that she missed in that match is probably the most, if not it's damn close to whoever the hell else. But Star Wars, like you can't mess around. Like you cannot play. And with Zack, like we saw that. With Thomas, we saw that. And I guarantee when we see Thomas again play Whiteley so soon, which I can't believe that's going on this Wednesday.
Yeah.
We'll see them again because Whiteley played one hell of a game too against John Hoey. So like, and we saw Demolanta and Damon. Damon struggled. Like, I mean, struggled for Damon because usually, like with what is going on there, like if you miss a few questions in your first round, a few in the second round, you're still in the game. But it's Star Wars, so you're not, and you got to work your way back. And Damon worked his way back.
He did. And that match
But-
still could have gone either way. They both, like Demolanta was slipping up too. I mean, that was a
He
tough
was
one.
human too. He was
And it
human
was
that night.
still by the final round. It was still any man's game.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you that.
Yeah.
It is crazy though. It had Demolanta not missed those questions in the first round, he got perfect. There's a possibility that going into the fifth, that Damon could have been KO'd, and we've never heard that. But there was a possibility he could spin TKO'd, and we've never. And I think people have told me they're like, we'll never see a TKO or a KO in Star Wars ever again. And there was a possibility of that happening, which was crazy.
Well,
so.
Didn't happen, and that wouldn't happen with Alex. There's no.
There you go. That's a good teammate right
there.
There's
There's no chance.
That's a good teammate, and
we'll never see that. I guarantee.
There you go.
That's a good teammate, and I know Zach has a heart out, so we're going to get him out here even before he asks Tori about it. So Zach, want to thank you for coming on, bud. We love having you on the show.
You're the best, Zach. I love you.
Yeah, we'll try to get you on before or after your next match.
Sure. Yeah.
I love having you on here and talking.
That'd be great. Just let me know, man. I'm down anytime.
Right.
Suge Sick dance moves, man. Keep it up. keep working on it.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. My knees are killing me right now. My ass and my knees are like on fire right now. Okay.
But Zach, before you go, you want to plug yourself real quick?
Sure. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Jedi Master Mitsu. That's MISU. That's my old dog's name. Yeah. I guess that's
There you go. Sweet. Cool.
All
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Well, Zach, thank
Have
you
a good
for
one,
coming
Zach.
on, bud.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Have a great night, and I'll see y'all later.
Have a
Hell
good night.
yeah.
Later.
You already know, brother. That man.
That man is the man. That's
God.
the man.
I love Zach so much, and I'm so glad he took his first dub. Granted, at the expense of Adam Witt, probably like the most beloved character, beloved personality in the Schmoedown.
Yes.
But damn, dude, like whoever he faces out of Marie or Goal Leader is gonna be one hell of a setup.
It's gonna be
One
a
hell
great
of a
match.
The story's gonna write itself, whether it's with Goal Leader and Zack them talking their smack to start the season, or with Marie and the built-in Dragon Con stuff.
Yeah.
So Zach's gonna do some real stuff in this, and I think Ryan. I saw Ryan comment earlier in the chat. What's up, Ryan? I hope you're still watching, brother. Talking about 2 division players, and if like you can't be one if you play Star Wars.
Mhm.
And
I think you can't be. I can't be. I don't think you can be a. I think you can be a 2 division player, but are you going to be successful? Are you going to be a champ?
Yeah.
right,
I don't know.
right.
I don't know. I mean, because teams and singles you can play is 2 divisions, and you can play that. Because our next guest plays the 2 divisions, and she's one of the best. But I'm thinking as far as being a champion in Star Wars and a champion in IG, I think that's tough. I really do think that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could do it in like teams in IG or singles in IG. Star Wars and IG, even though
It's harder.
they're kind of connected, I think it's really harder.
The only connection is that Star Wars is a slice on Inner Geekdom. That's the only connection, but it's so damn hard and so difficult. And like Star Wars is already as hard as it is, and we see that all the time with these matches. I mean, damn, we saw Alex miss a few questions, and we're like, oh my god, he's gonna get knocked out. Like holy hell, like that's how tough the competition is. And we saw matches last week where people missed a question or two, and like, oh, they're still in it. Damon missed 3 in his first round or 2 in his first round, and we're all like, oh my god, he's off of it. He's off of it. Fool's Gill in the chat. Damon is easily top 5 in Inner Geekdom.
I wouldn't say that. He's on the edge of it.
I would agree. I would agree.
He's on the edge of it. No,
Who's ahead of him, Matt? Before we bring in our guest,
let's see.
I think Parker, Chance,
Mike, Mara,
And that's
Chandru. Mara, Chandru, Mike, Parker, Chance.
shit.
That's 5.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's 6.
Yeah,
He's
he
6.
like I said, he's right on the verge of it.
Yeah,
But he's not.
I forgot about Chandru.
But
yeah.
Suge, you teased our guest just a little bit ago. Chris, the personality himself, I
Yes,
am going to allow you to do the honors. So go ahead, give that intro like you know you want to.
Yeah. So I mean, it's no secret that on this show I've been a corruption shill since the jump.
Hard emphasis on shill.
Hard emphasis. I'm a mark. I'm such a mark for corruption. And last year we got 2 rookies from corruption that made an impact the second they showed up. One of them we had in the show a few weeks ago, Adam Collins. We love Adam Collins over here. I mean, at least I do. Matt, not so much. But the second one, she put out the flame that was the Smoke Show, and she lost the match in the singles tournament just because the dude went perfect. Damn, that's the only reason she lost. And she's obviously the better half of Deception. Adam Collins would tell you that straight up. And she is Lady Justice, Marisol McKee. What's going on, Marisol? You good?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet 2 of you. Good to see you again, Suge.
Nice to see you, Marisol. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Or I
Doing
talked
good,
to you,
and-
Matt, on Friday. So good to see you.
Good to see you
There you
again.
go.
And as the odd man out, and as the only person here that stands corruption the way that I do, it is a pleasure to meet you, seriously, because we saw you play the way you did last week against Blackjack, and I know Blackjack they got a lot of flack, and I didn't mean for that to rhyme, because of their match, right? But you and Adam were just killing it, as expected. Like I know last year Deception didn't go so far in the teams tournament. I mean, and it was y'all's first teams tournament. Who cares? But this time around, like y'all about to face Danger Zone. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But damn, y'all are really damn good. Y'all are really, really good at what you do.
We haven't been sleeping. No. I mean, we did. But yeah, we got unfinished business. We're here to continue what we started. Yeah, we didn't go all the way in that first one, but best believe we're trying to do it here.
Word. Y'all want to have that corruption v corruption final or number one contenders match so y'all can play the champs. And I don't what kind of emoji is that? Is that like
the scales of justice?
Oh, word! No shit.
Justice.
That's your one, Chris. That's your one.
I can't. Oh, I can't swear. But I'm a mark. I'm a whatever word you want to put there. But if we can go back to last year for a moment, Marisol, like when you got to corruption. Like, were you a fan? I'm assuming you were a fan to start off with, and then you jumped in just head first into this whole Schmoedown thing, and now here you are. Is that the case?
Yeah. I was a Schmoedown fan first. I discovered it. And it's perfect that I lined up with corruption, and I feel like that was fate because Kalinowski has always been one of my absolute. He's in my top 3. He's one of my favorite players who have ever played the game.
Word.
I'm a massive fan with him. So it's fate. It's destiny that I ended up on the faction.
See, and the whole character aspect, I bet the learning tree that is Mike Kalinowski must be. I mean, and Shannon really found a voice for herself last year too. Everybody did. I would go as far as saying Mike found himself again with what was going on last year. Because, I mean, people were giving him all this flack and everything. And then corruption as a group showed up, and you were a big part of that. You were one of the louder voices out of that. But the whole character aspect as well, like when we first had on our thumbnail right now with the blindfold and everything, like when you decided to go with Lady Justice, like, was this something that I know the inspiration, I want to say, what is it, like a Wonder Woman type of thing? Is that what you were aiming for?
I'm kind of a fan of Wonder Woman. Just
word.
Just kind of, just a little bit. Yeah, that was kind of the source. That was the jumping off point. I was like, I gotta be somebody. I gotta be something I gotta be something other than myself for a character for this show. And I went through a bunch of ideas, but the first one was just think of who's the coolest person, who's the greatest person in the world, and it's Wonder Woman, obviously. And then it just kind of went from there. Not necessarily that I am Wonder Woman, but she's
you play like it.
That kind of character. That kind of character is definitely an inspiration.
Let me make Chris's day real quick.
Oh my God! Stop it. You were saying, Marisol? You were saying?
I have what you call it? I have a couple people in my family who are in law and do practice law. So that was like I kind of combined some of those inspirations, and I was looking for something really, really like iconic to latch onto and to be my jumping off point for a character. And when I saw and I started, and I was already familiar with the image of like the Lady of Justice with the blindfold and the scales and everything, and I was like that was something I could do that would kind of be like could kind of almost like double as like my shield, like entering this world and getting more comfortable being in front of people, and it just kind of blossoms from there. The coolest thing about that, the thing that I love the most about it, is how much I've been able to grow into it and grow into the community more and get more comfortable with myself and with the competition and with my character and everything. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first talked to you, the rumor was that you were a lawyer. That was the first rumor. Remember that one?
that was the thing. You were a lawyer.
Oh yeah. It was a rumor. But what I love, what you've done with the character, and I noticed the little things. What I love is you do the blindfold, and then you take the blindfold off and you wrap it around your hand. I love that. I don't know why. That I love because that's just dope. It makes me think of Bloodsport, like you're wrapping it around your hand, about to knock somebody out.
I had watched that for the first time last year, and I was like, that's awesome.
I love it. It's one of my favorite movies. Shouldn't have been watching it when I was 9 years old, but one of my favorite movies of all time.
So we all have one of those. We all have that movie we watched way too damn young.
But you talked about it. I remember talking to you last time. You're very a shy person. We've talked about it, and you said but it seems like now, like I see you on shows, I see you do amazing. You do your not only is your character amazing, but then you're so confident. Your match with that you guys had last week as the teams match, you seem to take charge. I really felt Adam kind of just sat back and answered questions, and you were more of the team leader now than this year. Would you agree, Marisol?
I would. I'm that's refreshing to hear that's coming across. I guess that's the best case scenario that you hope. I'm absolutely. This is again one of the things that makes Schmoedown so beautiful, and just makes it such a healthy, amazing thing for everybody involved. But I'm getting more confident in myself, and through this has become like a way for me to find parts of myself that I didn't really have or hadn't really explored before. And it's dope. I just can't get enough. I crave it.
Word. And I know Fool's Gill in the chat. He said, "Are you in school?" I'm assuming to become a lawyer, and I will go ahead and answer for her. Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. I mean, no. Yeah. Are you in school? Where's that come from?
I do. I have been in school for production, right? I kind of I take it one semester at a time. I take it one semester at a time with school. But I had recently gotten an associate's last semester before last in video production. And I'm taking all of that, everything that I learned from that, I'm taking, like I said, one semester at a time. So I dabble. I'm in and out of school. I'm always learning, whether I'm in school or not. That's the point.
There you go.
Law's next. Law's what's next.
But let's get into which match you want to get into, Chris, because I kind of want to talk about the Video Drew match first.
Yeah,
because this, you talked about it in the singles tournament. She played Paul-Yama, and Paul-Yama had to go perfect. So this was a match to me, which was very interesting because we wanted to see how you developed and how much you learned from last year. And you passed with flying colors. You just did amazing. You were talking smack, which was awesome, which I think Shannon's rubbed off on you a lot because you were just talking smack and I loved it. But that wasn't an easy match. Video Drew played really well. And she, even though she had a tough time in her third round, you still had to play your game, so how was your mindset? And a lot, we didn't know about this match until the day before. So how was that preparation for you going to this match that people didn't know you were going to be playing, and you were going to be playing such a high volatile character?
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. A combination of all that on top of it. It was going to be my first live match. I know it's not live in front of a crowd, but it's still not yet. It's still don't fuck something up. Don't. You still have to add that little layer onto everything else.
Right.
That little mental reminder onto everything that you're doing, and it was nerve-wracking because I knew that Video Drew has been rising in the ranks pretty stealthily. We've all seen how well she's been performing, but I know that she's getting better and better every week because I know that woman is working. And she's taking her game seriously. So I knew it wasn't going to be an easy match by any stretch. And I was preparing for that. I was like, all right, I got to be ready for anything that she might, that she's going to try to bring to the table. Anything, I know that she's also at the same time going to likely strategize to figure out what I'm going to bring to the table. It becomes instantly that game of chess with your opponent. And I've had different energies with all of the competitors that I played. And obviously it was a very different energy and feel when I knew I was going to play like Bonnie Somerville, I still take a match seriously, but you go into a match like that and you have a certain when you feel confident that you can predict, you kind of can get a handle on your opponent, that gives like a sense of like assurance going into it, even though you're still going to play your best and you're still going to take it seriously and play your best. But yeah, I was definitely nervous with Video Drew because I knew I was like I don't know what to expect. I know she's not even going to be the same person who I saw, you know, against Dewberry, like in the Dewberry match. She's going to be even sharper, even better. So I was sweating it. But yeah, that all made me that much more excited and kind of amped me up that much more for the show, and it ended up fueling me to just crank it up and just focus and play the best, like just get in the zone and play like the best that I feel like I've played so far. I felt good about it.
Yeah, in these last two matches, I feel this is the best she played, and I think that you've taken that next step. Where it's going to be the question. It's going to be the question: did Kate do the right decision by trading you? I think for both sides, it's going to work out. Obviously, but I think this is the step that where people are going to look back and say, "Yep, this is where Marisol went from she's good to great." I think this is the year for you, but I do have to call you out a little bit because in that matchup after you won, they did, say who you're going to play. And it was kind of hard for you to keep that smile off your face that you are going to be playing Janine, which was really good. It's really good because you were genuinely happy, obviously, to be playing Janine. But it was like you were trying to act tough. You're like, yeah, well, I'm going to take her out, But how excited are you to be playing Miss Janine the Machine?
It is a dream come true to match up with the Machine. I fortunately got I got half a taste of it with the blackjack match. Teams was fun, but like, it's you get to leave everything on the table in singles. And Janine, I've admired her for years. I would not be here if it weren't for players like Janine. Like it's just she's been inspiring me for years, and she's been getting better for years. And it's similar to the Video Drew situation. Like I know I'm gonna be playing now against somebody who's getting better and better every day. And that's stressful. But it's really exciting because I'm trying to carve out a name for myself with this here, and I'm gonna bring forward the best I have, and it's really exciting to enter that energy and enter in the ring with somebody else who's also doing the same thing, who has that kind of integrity about the competition, about the game, and just bringing their best. And I know that's what I'm going to get with Janine. Tons of respect and tons of talent and skill and focus layered on top of it. So I'm just that is music to my ears. That gets me amped. I'm just excited for it.
I can understand
that's
that.
Awesome.
Real quick, Jesse Smith says, Marisol, hello. Corey Cameron says she has a clear path to the title, which is great to see.
Damn right.
Dagan says he can't wait to see Marisol and Janine. Should be a hell of a match, and it's the day before my birthday.
So you got to win for Dagan. That's what you got to do.
Right?
You man.
And then we actually have two Streamlabs now. We have one from the Adam Collins himself saying Marisol has always been in charge of deception. She's also coming for that singles belt. And we got another one from Dagan again saying, gotta throw out my support to Lady Justice. Question for Marisol. You're on one path to the title. The other path has Bateman, Rocco, Oyama, and Irwin. Which of these four do you think is the biggest threat outside of yourself right now?
I can choose between those guys. They're all threats in completely different ways. Like a player like Bateman is a threat because you know that he's figured out exactly where your Achilles heel is, and he's going to come for it.
Right.
A player like Ethan Irwin is terrifying because he probably didn't do anything up to the night before his match, and he just showed up, and he's still going to kick your ass.
Right.
Kick your ass. That's terrible. Yeah. Like, what do you do against that? And Oyama's scary because he's like he's another player who's getting stronger every day. Who every day is just stronger than the day before. You know that guy works hard. Man. And then,
it's a toughie. It's a toughie.
They didn't make it easy on you. Let's just say that.
They didn't. I don't know. Like there's really it's a really different reason, different I guess the first I guess I got to go with what I know. I guess the first person would just be Oyama, because I guess just because of familiarity. You know, when you can kind of feel like you almost have a groove when you know you've played a competitor before, even though I'm quite a different competitor than the day that I played him, and I'm sure he is too. You know, it's still, you know, when you think you get like another round in the ring sparring with somebody, that will pique your interest. And you're curious to kind of see how much further you could take it the second time around. Yeah. I think I would be scared the most to play Ethan though. I don't know.
Right, Ethan, big time is big trouble. He certainly is. And before we talk about your guys' teams match, want to kind of go back to your singles match, and you were talking about oh, now I lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ. You were talking about
got one more Streamlab.
Go ahead.
Quick one.
All the support from Marisol. That's what it is.
Yes. This one's from Ferris, and it's just a quick hello to Lady Justice herself. So
hello.
That's my evil twin, Ferris Muthana.
No, you're Ferris. He's fake.
That's my evil. It's my evil twin. Yeah,
he's fake Ferris. You gotta put
that is fake Ferris. Yeah, that is fake Ferris. But in regards to that singles match, I mean, on your way to a singles title, you're facing a lot of women in the process. Obviously, you just got done with Video Drew, and you're about to face Janine. And then I don't know how ladylike Kevin Smith is, but I mean, we'll worry about that when we get there. But like, what does it mean to you, not only being under someone like Shannon Barney, who made a name for herself as a manager last season for the first time, making big waves in the process, but facing off against these other women, and you guys just being y'all are the talk of the town right now. And Chris let the hair loose. No, not today. I got too much of that going on under here. But what's the importance for you in regards to, you know, representation in this league and facing off against coming up Janine and whoever you face in your tag matches, whatever that is, but being someone who obviously is a little bit different than the Schmoedown standard. You've made waves already, but what does it mean for you as a competitor or as a fan becoming a competitor?
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's weird to feel like you're part of an era that while it's happening right before my eyes, and I also feel like I'm part of contributing to it. That's surreal. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's a new era. We have more women playing the game that have ever played before. And just that alone is monumental. And just being a part of that, I don't even care. We'll win, we'll lose. It doesn't matter. We'll rise all the way to the top. In some situations, it's just exciting to just have so many more women here than ever before. I
agree with that, and that's one of the issues I've had is there seems to be a tendency to have a woman go up against another female competitor, and it's no, because then you're giving one an L automatically, and I don't want that to happen. There's so many great female competitors, and it's not like there's a female league. Like Clark Wolf said, there's no females league. We are the league, and we should see more on that one-on or male female match going on, because otherwise there's an uneven standard of records. You know what I mean?
My thing for that, Matt, is, I mean, granted, I'm obviously not a lady, but it's the representation thing, right? And that we talk about it all the time. As folks of color, there's not too many of us in the Schmoedown to begin with. I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but they're there.
It's under 10. We counted. It's under 10.
That's so sad. But we're there, right? That's the thing. And when you have someone like Video Drew playing against Marisol, well, damn, and they're both playing really, really well. And yeah, one of them has to take a loss, but they're playing really well. And Video Drew, no one was talking shit about Video Drew when she lost. And if they were, they're probably not the best folks.
They're probably not great fans.
Got a word for that. It's called haters.
Right. So it sucks that they have to compete against one another, but at the same time, it's inevitable, especially if you have folks succeeding like how Marisol is currently succeeding, or Video Drew has been for a while now. Like they'll be playing one another, and now we're on the road to a title between all these ladies, and then again against a lady like Kevin Smith, if he is. Jeff in the chat, Matt and I went through the entire roster to count it out. By the time we finished, it was yikes o'clock. That's pretty late, Jeff. But that's so sad that there's less than 10. But the representation is crazy as hell, like, or the lack thereof. But it matters when they do show up, no matter if it's a manager or a competitor.
And I trust the process with all of this. I know that, like, without, like you said, a certain matchup, like, like without, there's not going to be any matchups that would need to be forced. I trust the process. I know that, like, at the best competitors, like, we're going to be reaching a point, especially as more and more, as the league gets more and more diverse and just becomes more inclusive, and gets more people just in the mix. I know that it's gonna play out, the way it will naturally when you get more inclusive with a lot of people. The people who are putting their all into it are going to rise to the top, and there's going to be women there. There's going to be black, blue, orange, like there's going to be all kinds of people there because regardless of what anybody's made of or what their build is, whether they're male or female, I know that, like, the best are going to start rising, and the best are going to keep playing each other, whether they're a guy or a girl. I do trust that process. I'm ready for whoever I play, whoever they are, because we're all putting so much in it. I know that it's going to be a player who deserves to be there, that isn't there for any other reason other than they are working really hard and they are some of the best that this game has to offer. Those are the people that are going to keep rising. And the more they keep including more people, the more you're going to see different faces meeting that, stepping up to the plate and meeting that level of greatness.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had a Coyote as the champion a couple weeks ago, so
anything
is possible.
Right. My man was a dog, and he's
it's been a month now. Actually, it's seriously been a month since that title match.
Has it been a month?
That was the beginning of April, and now it's beginning of May.
I know. My son's birthday was yesterday, so shout out to him. He's 11 years old.
What's up?
Birthday.
Now we're gonna talk about your team's matchup, which was a great matchup because, look, I picked you guys. Everybody did. I don't think there was a person, even though Jacoby and Janine are great players. Everyone was like, look, they're gonna beat them.
Like the Schmoedown poll, it was like 100% deception.
Yeah,
blackjack.
But you gotta look at that performance by Blackjack. Adam's a dog. He is such a maybe. He is such amazing. But you got to look at that performance by Blackjack, and look at this is what I do love about your team deception. But yeah, Peggy's in.
All right, Peggy in the chat. People like me get to move in the. Go ahead, Matt.
No, go ahead. You got it.
I'm trying to read the thing. People like me get to move in the jet stream of the path being paved before our eyes by Marisol, Janine, Video Drew, Stacy, etc. And the road is in thanks to the amazing women who came before them. 100%. Some of the most beloved competitors in this whole league are women. Like, when we look back at it, people like Clark Wolf and Rachel Cushing are up there, some of the greatest of all time, regardless of how many belts they've held. It's the impact that they've had. Like, Matt, you mentioned that promo that Clark had. Like, that may be one of the better, if not the best promo ever cut in the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, but not only that, look at the managers. Who won manager of the year last year? Shannon Barney. Who's probably the top 3 managers of this year? Shannon Barney, Roxy Stryer, and Kate Mulligan. Like, so you got to look at that. But going back to your match, Marisol, the one thing I do respect about you guys and really do love about Adam and you is you give respect where respect's due. You guys, even though Roxy said you guys look miserable playing, which I don't know where she saw that at, you guys really gave a lot of respect to them because they could have just said, you know what, we're getting our asses kicked, we're just gonna let it be. And they came back, and Adam especially, and you did too. You're like, look, we respect you guys because you guys continue to play. You made us answer a question in the 3rd round, and even though we only had to answer you only had to answer your 2. I believe.
Yeah, just the 2.
Yeah, just the 2. You still made us play. How is that as a competitor seeing a team not give up like that? Because you guys were beating the living dog.
Beating the
out
brakes
of
off
them.
them.
Yeah, you were beating the brakes
You
off
were
them.
beating them like the Browns beat the Steelers this past playoffs.
Shut your mouth with that.
Browns fan, what?
Guys,
Cleveland born and raised.
guys,
Yeah, okay. No, we will not do any Steelers slander.
not in front of
Okay,
Marisol.
yeah.
Eagles, but I have Browns in my. I have dog pound fans in my family, so I got.
Oh no! Now, see, Matt told us he didn't like you. Now he's gonna tell us, "Oh, I'm a big fan of Marisol now."
I didn't say I didn't like her. I made it known, and I did make it known when Adam was on here. I'm not a corruption fan. I'm a swag fan and a exchange fan. That's how it's been for the last 2 years.
Whatever, yeah.
I respect. I ain't mad at anybody who has their favorites, loves who they love, but also just can at least be respectful of the other squads. At least give credit when credit is due.
Right, Matt. Like it's all about respect.
Man, if you
It's
don't,
it's a respect thing. Like, and that's all I respect the things you like.
Look down here, bro. Shut up.
Like all I ask is that you respect the people, my favorite faction, especially the folks on screen. And you have been doing that lately, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I'm not gonna have to fly to Oklahoma and take care, man.
No, don't worry about that. But
Marisol, what was your thoughts on Black Chat's performance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about that. Yeah.
Sorry. I had a flurry of emotions about it. Like it was a combination of I'm not gonna lie, just fury that it had a straight up KO just taken away from us.
Yeah.
We thought we had that on lock. I thought we did. We had a KO right there, just hanging right there. And then on top of that, we had the TKO then taken away from us. And I was like, God damn. I went through that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a competitive person. You know, I definitely felt that, and it would have looked great for our faction. Like that would have been tight. But and then it hit me like another wave hit me where I was just like we're saying, I was just like, respect. I was just like, Jesus. I was like, they put everything they had, and that's you can't ask for a bigger display of heart and like endurance and skill and a combination of experience with talent, just like working together and overcoming something that seemed like absolutely impossible. And I was hella impressed, especially when you watch the teamwork in the round too. And how tense that was and how it came really down to the wire. And that was two people who had never even played together, learning how to trust each other, like right there on the spot in that moment. Just seeing all that was a thing of beauty. And then of course my future competition, singles competition, showing up in a big way. I was like, okay. I was very impressed. I felt a swell of that because I still love seeing that, and I respect the people that I play against. And so there's a part of me that was just also really moved and inspired by seeing that. And then I got pissed again about missing the KO. Then that hit again. And then I just felt really excited for me and Adam. I brought it back home and I remembered, you know, like me and Adam put a lot into this, and we work really hard. Exactly. That is an apt.
That is a great comparison.
Exactly what happened. But yeah, Adam and I have been putting in the time and working hard and we're working really hard to be the best to be our best selves at this right now. And I feel like it's showing, I feel like it's paying off, and we're really goddamn proud of that. And want to continue this. So I had a flurry of all those emotions kind of hidden at once.
Yeah, you guys look like you guys put the work in, because let's just be honest. If they miss 1 point in that second round, you guys KO them, and it's just like, oh, okay. And you guys looked amazing. I mean, and I don't think people realize how great you guys played in that match because of Blackjack coming back. So I give Blackjack a lot of credit, but you guys played amazing because you guys were just like boom, 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 and like I said, beating the brakes off of them. And so now you're going into a match, and look, let's just be honest. I said it on the videos I do. You're playing the GOAT, who Adam has beat, but you're also playing Ben Bateman, who is probably the best tacticianer in Schmoedown. How excited are you? Because a lot of people are going to say A players, B players. And if you think about it, well, if you're saying Dan Murrell's the GOAT and he's the A player, and Adam Collins beat him and he's the A player, you and Ben Bateman are the B players. Those are some good damn B players. Because
what the hell?
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't even let's not call them A and B players, because let's be honest. When Shazam started playing it the way they've been playing, people called them 1A, 2A. It's the same for Deception. It's the same for Danger Zone. It's the same for Rushmore. Like, there are a ton of teams where it's just you got an A and an A.
I don't know about Rushmore, but okay.
And I mean, that's all opinions aside about Rushmore, but that's one hell of a way to say that Marisol would be the hypothetical 1B, because I mean, Adam, who's in the chat, or if he's still in the chat, he said it on the show a couple weeks ago that like Marisol's obviously the leader. We specified that a little bit earlier. So if anything, Adam is the 1B, right? And that's one hell of a 1B former singles champion, especially how good he is. But
I think that's honestly the perfect transition, because we still got to talk about the match that happened Friday, which was Danger Zone versus Midterms, which Midterms played fairly well. What Marisol, as you were, I know you were probably watching this match intently, knowing you're playing whoever wins this. So what were your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, it's interesting when you see it's so funny when you have your expectations and then a match happens and the match is just like, screw your expectations. Because I was really curious about this match to see who we were going to play. And a full disclosure, like I did think that I thought that Danger Zone was going to win. I didn't think that the match would be that close. I knew it would be a battle, but I just foolishly, I just made an early call, made an early judgment call, and I didn't think that it would be that close. And one of the coolest things about it, like watching it too, was just realizing, just how much you can never, how little sometimes. And when you just assume that, like, when you think that some competitors have stayed the same, and you realize that some competitors have really been working in the off season and showing up and growing and evolving, that it's not just you. Like I know how much work I'm doing, but I don't want to underestimate the work that other people are putting into this too. And I was really surprised. I really thought that Midterms, actually, I was like, this is a game. It came down to the end there. And I really thought that I was like, oh my God, Midterms, there's a very real chance that Midterms are going to win this game. That could happen. I was really impressed by it. Either way, I think that was actually a really good working partnership between Jonathan Harris and Zip. He was showing up. He was taking the lead. Like Harris, I think I had gotten used to seeing him with Lon and getting used to Lon taking the lead when they were the Harris brothers together and everything. And it was really pretty awesome. I just love these surprises that happen in the Schmoedown. I was surprised. I loved seeing, for it seemed like most of the match, like Jonathan Harris really taking point, and really like kind of steering that team into a near victory against Danger Zone. It was awesome.
That match did roll. Sure. And I know when we talked about it last week, I had to go back and watch the tape. Leo Logan in the chat. Jonathan Harris looked like a different player than the last time we saw him. Totally, like 100%. Mm-hmm. And that was the question, right? Because we knew that Zip was he was low key really good at singles, and a lot of people still don't give him credit for it. So going into this teams match, it's like Jonathan Harris was the question mark. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he was really good with his brother years ago, but the league has changed so much since then. And he played really damn good. There was a moment, although we all had Danger Zone here, there was a moment I'm like, holy shit, the Midterms are going to win this. Like, and if they win, the whole league's going to be shook. Oh my God, the dungeon, what a flop. Like that whole thing. But no, that wasn't the case at all. And yeah, they may have lost, but they made Danger Zone work. And yeah, Danger Zone it's two of the best players of all time, Ben Bateman and Dan Murrell, obviously the greatest of all time, Dan Murrell. But Midterms got close and they made it scary for a minute, even for like I've been no stranger. I'm a big fan of Ben Bateman. I was spooked. I'm like, this is some real shit. And now here we are talking about Danger Zone and Deception, and I'm already sweating at the thought of that match. But the Danger Zone played really, really well. I think the only miss was Ben. He missed one question, unlike Deception, where they missed no questions for either player. Dagan, out of all the teams that lost midterms, is the team I want to see the most again. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Facts. And I hope we do get to see them again at some point this year. But Danger Zone, what else do we expect out of them? What else do we expect? If anything, midterms is a talking point.
I expected more. Like Marisol was saying, I do TikToks. Don't make fun of me. But that's why I do my.
I be liking them.
I know. I see it. Matt never likes them, but I
be calling you out for your. I be calling you out for your darn takes, dude.
But what I was saying was I didn't want to see midterm go down. Like how I just didn't want to see midterm get blown out. Mm-hmm. And for midterm not to get blown out like that, it's good because obviously Jonathan Harris played really good and he's not the same player. But at the same time, if you're Danger Zone and you're supposed to be the number one seed, you got Damaro, you got Ben Bateman, you're supposed to take them out, just boom, take them out and move on to Deception and show no chinks in the armor or no weaknesses. I feel even though it's still Damaro and Ben Bateman, and correct me if I'm wrong, Marisol, you guys are kind of licking your lips now. You're kind of like, hey, if they play like that against us, why are you laughing like that?
Now that we know Shook can twerk, those TikTok numbers better go up.
They better go up. Okay,
that answers your question.
I don't know if you watched the top of the show, but Matt made a little bit of a bet with Suge about Peggy Gubbins and Rick Radis, the undercard for the pay-per-view, and Suge had Peggy, and Peggy took the loss, and he had to do a little dance for us. Sounds weirder than it sounds, but yeah, that's
and in a Winston A. Marshall inspired move from Blur's last week, the song I picked was "Back That Ass Up." So
and he did. It should back that ass up.
Yeah. And now my knees are shot. Okay, thank you very much.
Look,
I put ice pack on them tonight.
I was jealous. No, you move better than I do. You would put me to shame.
Yo, I mean, Suge,
I don't have.
Thank you, Marisol.
I do not.
Thank you, Marisol.
At the live event, Suge, whenever the first live event is, we're gonna go out and you're gonna shake that ass like it's nobody's business, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see that.
But put 2 shots of tequila in me, and that's probably gonna
just
happen.
2.
I mean, Chris needs like 7.
No. See, that's what you get. You get frozen now because you're talking. Don't be talking about my
consumption. I'm just being honest.
I'm just here hanging out. But go ahead, Chuck, please.
With beer.
But Marisol, what do you as far as from competition wise, and you're being the next opponent for Danger Zone? What do you guys see when you see that? And them, they took care of business, but not in the fashion we all thought they were going to do it.
They see weakness.
You said, I think you said like licking your chops. Like we're hungry. We're salivating. Adam and I are really in sync. We had clicked early when we, which is why we became a team in the first place when we were on Corruption last year. And I do like our chemistry is there. I think that we have a really good flow, confidence in each other's knowledge, a transparency in that communication. And I think we really do have a flow, and I think that we work really well together. And I think that I think that comes across. I think that is apparent in how we play our matches. I think that comes across, and I do think that we do have an advantage over Danger Zone in that regard. That everything just flows a lot easier when you have that. And I know that Danger Zone is the super team on paper. That's we all like. So like you're saying, like we expect perfection because this is hypothetically a perfect team. Like you got two champions, 2 singles champions on here. Like how could it go wrong? I think that but then I think that like simple things like team chemistry. I know that like Bateman's like a more secretive, like very secretive player, and I know that like we heard we were aware of like it wasn't maybe the most harmonious, study habits or study patterns, I guess, on the exchange, and who knows, and we don't know how much that translated over into them being together on a dungeon this year, like where that dynamic is. But I think we got a taste of it in the midterms match, and we do take those things into consideration, and I do think that we do have an advantage over them in that regard, which can influence a lot of things. That can get you in the right headspace, and can give you those moments where you do, like, Adam and I have 100% confidence in each other when we're playing with each other, and that those kind of things, those kind of mental elements to the game, I think, are the things that can kind of elevate it beyond just a sheer blow for blow, like trivia, like comparison back and forth. Those are the kind of boosters that you can add to your game, which I'm looking forward to.
And I want to emphasize Dagan's comment real quick, because this became a talking point of their match, like the chemistry between Dan and Ben, and like the characters are different as well. If we can talk about like the whole character aspect of the whole thing, like Ben's a big character, he's a loud character, and I mean they told him to cool it during the match, like, hey man, like calm down. Like that's like, I know sometimes the character can get a little too crazy. We saw his old teammate do the exact same thing against Ben last August, where the character just took over. We saw that happen with Lon. We've seen that happen before in the Schmoedown, where the character just gets too much, and Ben had to get warned to cool it. Dan, on the other hand, not really one to be the biggest character, but he can bring it when he has to. But during a match, he doesn't normally do that. And the contrast of these two guys is different. And yeah, the chemistry may not be there yet, but who knows what's happened between that match and when they play you guys. So who the hell knows? And this is some high praise from Dagan as well, that y'all's gameplay and chemistry is a lot like the Shire Wolves, one of the best teams ever to play. And like that's like, and a lot of these teams that are left, the teams that are left in this tournament, they have the potential to be some of the better teams ever. I think it was Dagan, you mentioned it. Dagan mentioned it on a different show, that any of these four teams can be some of the best of all time on paper, right? If you look at it, whether it's Lightning Time, Rushmore, y'all with Deception, or the Danger Zone, like y'all are all really good, and y'all's matches were really damn good, and they're all coming out parties for these newer teams, with the exception of you guys. Y'all are already an established team, but this matchup between probably four of the best singles players we got right now, or the four best, how you're looking at it, like this could be one hell of a teams match. But the one thing that y'all got on them for sure is that y'all haven't missed a question yet in this tournament. Just putting that out there. So like that's gonna be some real shit when it boils down to it.
We did go. Yeah, for sure. We did go 100.
Y'all got every point that was thrown at you, like that. Like that's crazy as hell.
And yeah, there are a lot of movies out there, and the next match, everything resets to 0. Right. And as excited as Adam and I are, and as much as we're riding off the high of that first match, like I said, it starts right back at square one, and we're playing against two guys combined who know more than 99% of the people on this planet. Like it's just like when it comes to like movies and stuff like that, it's will easily be anybody's ball game. And we even with us being as prepared as humanly possible as we are for this, and ready to bring our absolute best, any given Sunday, in the Schmoedown, and especially when you're playing against two players who, whether they have the chemistry together or not, are going to be as lethal as possible still on any given day. We're ready for a battle no matter what, either way with it. And I'm
for sure. Yeah, for sure. How is Shannon this year? Because I know you guys had a great relationship last year, and then obviously she traded for you this year, said she was going to do anything to get you back. How's it been this year, playing under her and working with her this year?
Shannon continues every day to be the glue that holds us all together. It's almost funny. I feel like it almost seems sometimes that she doesn't have much, like, I mean, she always has something to say, but like she I would never want people to misunderstand. Like she often, especially like in our match with in our deception match, like she doesn't necessarily need to crack down and do as much in coach gaming because she is so thorough outside. You know, Shannon already does so much. She does the grunts work, like even behind the scenes, which are things that like she does them not so that people are watching and can give her instant gratification for how well she's doing. She puts in so much behind the scenes, it's obscene. And she pours so much into the faction, and she doesn't rest. She knows what she's got, and she knows that we're all committed to getting better every day on our own. And she doesn't take that for granted. She never does. And she still stays on top of us, keeps us motivated, keeps us all organized, keeps us in touch with each other, and still takes the lead with all of that all the time. She does her part. And I almost feel like that by the time we get to the matches, she's just sitting back and just like enjoying her hard work by the time we get to the matches. I already was thrilled and grateful to have Shannon as my manager last year, and it's only getting better this year. You think that I was super attached and like dying to go back to corruption in the off season. It's just, I don't even want to think about, I'm a riot. Like when the end of the year comes,
I mean, when she has to make like almost the exact same trade next year.
Yeah, we have to go through it all again. I'm burning something down.
Yo.
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy to think, guys, with Shannon, because I've talked to her and then you talk about it. She came into this like an outsider, fell in love with it, and has been one of the most dedicated. And Kate Mulligan's the same way. And Roxy was the original. You know, she dedicated to the Schmoedown. But you look at Kate Mulligan, you look at Shannon, man, they give it their all. And, you know, we know she has a life outside of the Schmoedown she works hard at. It is crazy how much time and dedication she puts into it. And that's why I'm a huge fan of hers, because she just, we all talk, you know, people talk, you know, they don't get paid a lot to do this. You know, hopefully when ESPN picks it up, you know, then Marisol's making millions of dollars, then it's a different story, you know, but, you know, right now they don't. Christian, you know, doesn't pay them a lot. It is crazy of how much they put into it. And so I think that's why as fans, we do appreciate Shannon, we appreciate Marisol, Adam Collins, you know, even Video Drew, all, you know, Janina Machine, all the people have come before because they didn't have to do it, and they do it because they love it, and it helps us enjoy it, and it makes it more fun for us. So I just want to give a shout out to Shannon because she really does put a lot of work into it.
Hell yeah. Like Shannon has done some incredible stuff in such a short amount of time. Like the whole like corruption as a whole, like last year. Fool's Gill in the chat, Ishmael on the ESPN 8, the Ocho. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But I want to, and Dagan, Lady Justice headlining a main event. MSG, the day. But I kind of want to ask, I don't think I've asked this to a Shmana competitor yet, but as someone who was a fan before, like, and you obviously have been watching and everything, but then you come into this as a competitor and you're doing as well as you are and you're succeeding at all of this. Do you ever just take a step back and look at it and watch it as a fan anymore? Or is it just like, I know how I can beat them. I got to figure out how I can beat them. Can I beat them? Hell yeah, I can. But how can I do that? Or how can I get there? Or do you just watch Star Wars and be like, yay, I'm not in that division? like when you watch as a fan, if you do?
It's a combination it's a combination of things. Yeah, in divisions that I know that like I'm not like, or like Star Wars, for instance, that I'm not going to throw my hat in the ring. We've got that covered on our faction. I would not throw my hat into the ring for Star Wars anytime soon. It's great. I love it. But that one I'm able to just be, like you said, like, I'm just like, wow, look at them go. Like, it's just fun to watch. And still, even with the stuff, even like singles and teams and IG and that stuff, even still that stuff, I get caught still. When somebody is directly on the horizon for me, like, or I feel like somebody's entering like the possibility of somebody that I play, I definitely start paying more attention, and I start assessing them a little bit more. But until that point comes, I'm so in fan mode still with so much. I will get to points like there's some things like now that once you get involved in it as a competitor and you're talking and you're a lot more behind the scenes of the community. You hear about matches, there's some matches you hear as they happen, so you don't have to wait necessarily until they pop up. But then there are still definitely some, especially the ones that have somebody that I'm really excited about, or like another competitor that I really, really do like. And I will tell other people at my faction, I was like, do not tell me who wins that match. Do not say anything to me. I want to watch this match when it airs so I can get excited and get to watch and feel everything. I absolutely still do that. With matches today because that stuff never goes away. And that part of me will never change. And I'm a fan first for all this. I love getting better. And deeper and more involved as a competitor every day with Schmoedown, but I'm a fan first. I always will be.
Well, that actually is the perfect segue into my next question for you, because we had a singles undercard this past Friday.
Oh,
we had 2 rookie sensations going. So I wanted to ask you,
she stepped away because she don't want to hear this.
Right?
What were your thoughts on the rookies this past Friday?
Ooh, yeah. What a match. I mean, I really wasn't even expecting. I was really surprised by that matchup. I, for some reason, wasn't expecting that so soon in a PPV, but there we were. And it was really exciting. I am a fan of PG. I'm a fan of Govin, so I was absolutely pulling for her 100%.
So was I.
I was absolutely pulling for Peggy. And I was excited. And I was really ready to see 2 competitors who yeah, exactly. It's all of a sudden, like, I know it's all still digital, but like I said about my thing with Video Drew, I just had my first live match in it, and it's still there's a heightened pressure. It still feels like the big stage, even though it's on a little screen, but it still feels like a big stage in a way, because you're doing it for real, and there's absolutely an expectation behind it. And it was a great opportunity for them. I think the best thing about that match with Peggy and Radis was that they were 2 players who were decent in their debuts, like they were decent. But I still think that with both of them, we didn't see their full potential. We weren't seeing like really when they, I just wanted another crack. I was looking forward to the next matches with both of them, to kind of go a little deeper with both of them as competitors. And right away, like in the very next match, like they go head to head, and we get that in this match with them. We see the 2 of them like pushing each other to the limit in each round. And Peggy having like a really solid command of almost that entire match. I like the round 2s, especially, like she looked like a boss in that round 2.
Oh yeah. Like
she just sailed through a very, very broad category.
Mm-hmm.
In confidence too.
Without breaking a sweat, 8 for 8. And that's already instantly like, that's the level that we're at in this game. And that's the level that people are rising to. Like I was saying, like this, you get new faces in here and people are rising to the occasion every day. And I think we saw that with Peggy and Radis in this match, 2 competitors who are already taking their focus and taking their game up to the next level and impressing. And then we got it down to sudden death. I think the round 3s were actually pretty from what we've been seeing so far. I think the round 3s questions were actually a little sneakier and a little trickier than what I think we had been accustomed to seeing a little bit.
Word.
Might have tripped him up.
So funny enough, Chris actually guessed the round 3 answer for Radis as a
joke.
Joke.
Look, so this is what happened, right? So we're watching the match, and we find out that Radis's 5-pointer is Pixar. It's like, oh, okay. And then I said jokingly, like, oh, in the Good Dinosaur, because of course they would ask a Good Dinosaur 5. Of course they would. And we hear the question. It's like, who has voices from, I think it's Steve Zahn and Anna Paquin. Is that what it was?
Yep.
And and then I'm like, oh my god, is that the good dinosaur? and I forgot what Radis had or answered. I think he said
Inside Out.
Inside Out. And I'm like, oh my god, like it was the good dinosaur. I think Jeff Quisha from Schmoedown the Money, he said that was the good dinosaur. So I don't know. Sorry, Radis. Like I didn't want to mean to jinx you. Oh, but like that. I mean, like when you hear a 5-pointer in a Pixar movie, it's gonna be the one that probably the A that people don't like the most. So probably Cars 2 or The Good Dinosaur, and more people saw Cars 2 than The Good Dinosaur. So that's just where my mind went, and that was just a coincidence. But no, that match was so well played between the two of them. And yeah, Radis may be the worst, and Peggy obviously like she played really, really well in the loss, and it went down to sudden death. And I will give credit where credit's due. Suge on this show last week said that it might go to sudden death. That's exactly what it did. Like it went to sudden death, and Radis had pulled it out with that John Carter question again. Of course, it's John Carter. You know, another movie that nobody saw, but it was awesome. And I think the smack talk between the two of them going into that match was nuts. Mm-hmm. And they definitely hashed it out in our show chat last week, or at least the Rage and Taylor Clique was speaking for Radis last week. But it was one hell of a match, and I forget who said it. I think it was Fool's Gill. An honor to go not only in a live match on a pay-per-view, but in front of Milan to Damon 2 of all things. Like it's one hell of a platform, and they both absolutely brought it.
And in this matchup, even though Peggy lost, I don't think either one of them come out of this match looking bad.
No,
I think people are more excited to see him play. I think especially now they're on different paths, but you kind of want to see him cross again because you want to see Radis play Alvarez, but you want to see Peggy take on somebody and continue to win there and continue to get better and grow. And so I am super excited for both of them. And like you said, Marisol, new faces in the league, and you're thinking, oh, these are rookies. Played amazing, played absolutely amazing. And they're coming off of what you and Adam did last year, being great rookies yourselves. So we're super excited to see what they do. But before we get you out of Marisol, because we know you got to get going, you have this year just been, awesome. We're super excited to see you play Janine. Cannot wait for that match. Cannot wait for your next Deception match. And we can't wait for you guys to win, for Adam to win the singles belt, or you to win the singles belt, and then Adam play you for it, and then win the team's belt. And you just got to have inner fighting with each other. And
then Adam goes to Inner Geekdom and takes Inner Geekdom belt. And then
he's going to go to Star Wars. Marisol's going to go to Inner Geekdom. Adam's going to go to Star Wars, and then they're just going to have the belts between both of them. And then it's just,
I can rock with that. I can get behind that.
Happen. We're both, I'm going to have, I'll have singles and IG. He'll have Star Wars. We'll share the teams. And then when they have that champion exhibition,
it's just you two playing each other.
It's just
right. I can rock it. And then whenever the Meryl Streep division, I know, like whenever that comes up, like that's
coming.
Right. Like, it's apparently like it's inevitable. But damn, like you're having such a great season so far, and we'll see you again on Friday when you play that Dastardly Danger Zone. But in the meantime, again, congratulations on your success, and to many more. I finished my drink, but to many more W's, because damn it, you guys are absolutely killing it. And Adam Collins is also on fire, the B player of Deception. Ain't that crazy to say? Full Gill, all the belts. Yeah, man, all the belts. You get all the belts for Roka does. Ain't that some crazy shit?
So before you get out of here, Marisol, why don't you go ahead and plug anything? And again, we would love to have you back again. Wow, just put her on
Spotlight.
We did the same thing for Zack.
There you go.
We keep saying everything,
Marisol.
Oh, mind. I say this all the time because it's just honest. I just don't want to mislead people. I keep to myself a lot. I'm not super present on social media. It's not quite my lane. It's not quite my speed, not quite my bag. But when I do pop up, I occasionally pop up on Twitter. You can often find me on Letterboxd because one of the things I always do is watch movies, and I got some thoughts about them. So I write them down on Letterboxd. That is the same as my Twitter handle. It's my name. It's Marisol, Marisol _ Mariah, Miriah. So you can find me on Twitter or on Letterboxd. And you can also just, as we've been talking about, you can catch me on them Schmoedowns. I am going to be playing with Adam against Danger Zone on this coming Friday at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern. And then before long, I will be playing, I think the week after, I'll be playing against Janine, the Machine, en route to singles belt contention. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on, Marisol. We really appreciate it. Chris, I'm not a corruption stan like you, but I still love the fact that we were able to get Lady Justice on. So.
As long as you respect her, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it was awesome having you on. It was actually super awesome. It was super awesome telling them that we were going to have you on.
Oh, because
I was
Chris freaked out.
Yeah, Chris freaked out. I'll show you the DMs later. It was he sent me the Jonah Hill. He sent me the Jonah Hill with this.
I was in the theater watching Nomadland, and Suge was blowing up my DMs. It was during the trailer, so it wasn't the worst. I'm like, Suge, leave me the fuck alone. And he's like, oh, we got Marisol. I'm like, oh, like I have to respond accordingly as appropriately as I can. But yes, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, and hopefully we can have you on again soon.
I'll be looking forward to that. It is an honor to meet you and talk with all you fine gentlemen. Truly.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Marisol. Have a good night and be safe.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. That was fun.
Lady Justice. She is amazing. She's awesome. Chris. You know what root beer does to you.
Right. Yeah.
Your sugar levels get high.
No, see, today I saw on Twitter it was the 10th anniversary of Tourney and Chain, the Lonely Island album. So I thought I'd have a light beer. From all the Lonely Island fans know what I'm talking about.
Love Lonely Island.
We love Lonely Island.
I just had sex.
Yeah, sorry. You know the deal.
Let's talk about these last two matches on our side of things real quick.
Sure, yeah.
Because Chris, I think you made a valid point when we were on the first episode of Schmoedown Me the Real this past Friday, the first official episode. That was you could see in those overtime questions, Radis's demeanor changed, and it was like a flip switched.
Right. And I don't want to come off like Rager Shills because he is the worst. But Taylor Cleek, obviously the regent for Rick Radis, where we love him and friend of the show, obviously he's on the channel. But you can tell where the Rager took a step back from raging throughout that whole match. And yeah, he may have missed his 5, but he answered more third rounders than Peggy did. Granted, Peggy had the lead, hence why we went to sudden death. But those questions were kind of getting to them, and they were missing the same ones, obviously. So no, we don't get we like good music. Come on now, Ferris, you're better than that, dude. Everything, it's all subjective. Don't be that guy.
I'm a Ferris,
but and y'all the worst. So with Radis, you can tell his demeanor had changed, and with Peggy, like I don't know if it was the third rounders that got to her, but it ultimately boiled down to a movie she hadn't seen. She said that on her Schmoedown Me the Real stream. She hadn't seen John Carter, but now she has a reason to. And I don't know if she has seen John Carter since, but that was something that all it took was one movie to sink her. Granted, if Rager gets that that Stephen King question in the second round, the outcome happens sooner. Or if Peggy steals it, the outcome happens sooner. So it totally was down to a couple of questions about this match, but both played really, really well. And now I know they were talking about calling out Alvarez and Peggy moving on to somebody else. I kind of want to see what these folks can do against people who aren't rookies, especially Radis. Like Radis he's 2-0 now, and you can call out all the rookies. I don't want Radis playing rookies straight up. And this is coming from someone who has him on his fantasy team. Of course, I want to see him collecting dubs, but now Radis can play. We saw Radis can play now. He can answer third round questions, answer sudden death questions. But let's move past the rookies.
To be fair, when it comes to rookies, this is normally the path we see them take every single season.
But the whole year, though, like it's
The
by
year's
time
still
Radis-
young, Chris. The year's still young.
We're almost,
the year's
we're
still
almost
young.
halfway through the year, though, at the same time.
The year's still young. The year's still young.
And I'm just saying, I don't want Radis playing rookies until December.
We're
You know what I
only
mean?
2 months into the season. We're only 2 months into the season.
Right. But
So-
shit, in 2 weeks is going to be June, so we also have to keep that in mind. Or we're going to be
Yeah, but then
damn
you
close.
still got July. You still got July.
There's still a lot of
September.
Schmoedown left, and I'm totally
There's a
fine with
lot of
that.
Schmoedown. There's
But,
a lot
like,
of Schmoedown.
Obviously, Radis can play. We saw him, and Peggy can play. So, and I know Peggy will probably get another rookie because of her record, but
I think she might get Video Drew. To be honest with you,
whoa, holy hell!
or
I don't think she'll
Ben
get-
Goddard.
I don't think she'll get
Yeah,
Video
Goddard,
Drew.
I think Goddard's more likely.
Video Drew's 1-1.
Goddard won't. No,
Video
Video
Drew's
Drew's
1-1.
not 1-1.
She's not one
Yeah,
of them.
she lost
This
she beat
year,
Dewberry
maybe.
She's 1-1 this year, but it doesn't go based off of this year. It goes based off of
Yeah,
lifetime record.
I wouldn't. I think
I
it's
wouldn't
going off.
put
And you're not gonna see-
Drew
and you're not gonna
in
see
Peggy
Pe-
Gubbins.
You're not going to see Peggy Gubbins and Ben Goddard because they're on the same faction. That's only happening in
Oh
tournaments.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah. I forgot they're on the
Yeah.
same faction. But
Right.
I think we should see Peggy versus Video Drew, Peggy maybe against Dewberry.
Video Drew's I say this for the fact that Video Drew was on the path for a belt. Video Drew is going to be playing more the mid tier. Peggy's 1-1, so you have to try to balance it out.
Did you just call Peggy a low tier,
No.
Matthew? That's what I heard.
No,
That's
and
what
you know,
I heard.
you
I
know
didn't
that's
say
what
that.
I was saying. I was just saying
Oh,
right
wow,
now,
Matthew.
in terms of record,
Peggy
Video
and
Drew's
Jader
more
would be
mid
good. No, Jader's on Den.
yep.
God damn it! Everyone changed freaking factions, and I keep forgetting who's on.
All Shook can think about right now is the Den, and that's why.
Ooh,
See?
Fool's Guild. Fool's Guild. This is a decent matchup, actually.
That's what Shook said. Shook said Elliot Dewberry.
I said that. I said Dewberry.
Yeah, Dewberry would be fun. Like, and I think, damn Peggy, I think Peggy would wipe the floor. Talk about taking some ass like that. I think Peggy, whoever, I do not envy who Peggy plays next. I really don't, because like now two
Who's gonna
of
play
the family
mad?
four have taken L's to Rick Radis, and Peggy's gonna be pissed. Like I bet Peggy's already pissed. And when we talked to her on Friday, she seemed like she was bothered by the loss. And so
Because she's competitive. I love it.
as
though.
she should be.
I love it. Yeah, as she should be. She should
And
have
she's
beat
good.
Rick
And
Radis.
I mean, it was one question that made the difference.
Yeah, exactly. So she knows she should have beat him, and so like I said, I want to see their paths cross again.
Oh, totally.
But you know, they have to go to separate race. You know, obviously, maybe there's a possibility that she plays Chrissy. You know, if Chrissy gets a match.
Yeah.
You know, there's a possibility of that.
I don't. Christie's 0-1, so I think we'd have to have Christie play another match. Someone I do think is a fair and realistic option, maybe Whitney Seibold, because his singles record isn't the greatest.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd like to see that. I could rock with a Winnie.
You could argue Jen Kemp,
Ooh, God.
Brittany
Jen
Young.
Kemp would be. Yeah, but Vinny Mancuso would be
Ooh,
really
Vinny
interesting.
be a good
But I
one.
do want to.
Vinny
You
makes
just
the
said
most
it.
sense because Vinny is 1-1, so that is a
But
fair.
you did say it,
Versus
Matt.
one
You
and
want to
two.
kind of. You do. I mean, and even though I say Christy, I do want to step away from the ladies playing. You know, the lady. I want PG to play somebody other than another lady. I mean, and which was cool because she did play Rick Radis and should have beat him. So that was awesome. But I want to stay away from that because, like you said, it's so unfair because then one of them takes the L and then the records look, you know, disparagingly because you're like, well, this person's pretty good, but they have a losing record because, you know, I want to see everyone play everybody. So
and
I don't.
When it comes to the female rookies, that's where you play. I'm looking at the rosters right now. When it comes to female rookies, that's where we're going to end up having to see more women on women matches because when you look at the men in this league, most men are the highly established players or rookies. That's what it's looking like right now. Or they play in IG or Star Wars.
Or not. And the hard part about all this is that both of the they got a second match out of the rookies awfully early. Like they got a second match before Amaru and Jesse have in our geekdom, and those guys played to start the season.
Yep.
So it's also hard to distinguish that now because they're the first two rooks to get a second match, and well to play it through. So who knows what the future of both these competitors is? Either way, I'm interested to see how Radish plays going forward because obviously I think, in my opinion, he shut down the haters. I may not be the biggest fan of his of how he presents himself, but he obviously can answer movie trivia. And Peggy Gubbins, I do not envy who plays her next. I don't. I really don't, because I think she's gonna come out with the vengeance, and she may have to embody some of that rage that she just played against and take it out on her opponent, whoever that is. So that match is really cool, and it was a great segue into the Star Wars match that happened as well. I mean, we talked about it earlier with Zack. Damon was off of his game, and Demolanta, granted he missed questions as well, but we got more. We got some more Dimmy in that match. I'd even put Peggy or Radish versus Zipper from Corey Cameron. Jeez. Oh yeah, I can rock with that. Probably Radish more so. If I had to lean.
Zipper's coming off of a loss and 2 losses in singles though, so it most likely be Peggy.
Who were his 2 losses?
So he lost in the tournament last year
to Ethan, right?
And then it was to Ethan, and then he lost earlier this year, his first match of the year.
Wasn't that Hannah?
Does he play?
Oh yeah, it wasn't
Hannah.
Well, and he just lost his team's match too.
Yeah.
But I would still put him up against PG because
I said Radish. PG is
I
what
put
I
him
said
against Radish if I'm being frank.
See, but when you lose a match, you go down a ring. That's just how it works. So Rage is trending up, he's trending down.
Sure. And again, it's hard because these rookie they played ahead of all the rookies. So maybe we have to revisit this conversation once more rookies play, and then we can go from there. But with Star Wars, Andrew Demolanta really showed again. I said this on Speaking of Schmoedown on Saturday, that although the era of Alex Damon with the Star Wars belts.
Okay, I was right. There's 2 losses.
And I'm just blanking out who the second singles loss is. Ferris, if you can tell us, that'd be awesome. Or anybody else. But with Andrew Demolanta, I think he showed why he beat Alex the first time. And Alex had a bad day at the office. But Matt, you had mentioned it. I think you mentioned the inner geekdom playing a part into this whole preparation for this match. But I think you were just on the opposite end. You were talking about how the inner geekdom may fuel him to do better in Star Wars. But in all reality, it looks like inner geekdom just got in the way.
Well, no, I said he looked distracted while playing his IG match.
Oh no, and he did because he was thinking about Star Wars. But in reality,
I was going to say it was a double-edged sword ultimately because he was so, and he even said he's like I've been on a triathlon of studying for these 2, and here we go, Ferris Milano, Stacey Howard, Andy
Stacey, yeah. So with Andrew Demolanta and Star Wars, like. Yeah, the era of Alex Damon may be over, at least in regards to
Fool's Guild. Hannah has to win a singles match to even get to play one of them. Sorry. He said Brandon Hannah has been talking mess to Zipper, saying he wants to play him in singles. Perhaps PG or Rager can play Hannah, if they win, go after Zipper. Both of them are on losing downslides in singles. That Peggy, that may happen. Radish is out of that equation.
And who knows how they're going to handle the rookies this year? Like I would be surprised if Radish or Peggy get a third match announced before we get other players getting their second.
Okay, so there was only one match.
Word. Okay, yeah, it was because the Stacey one happened a while ago. Yeah. I knew it felt like it happened a long time ago. But to Star Wars, Demolanta really damn good. Damon, bad day at the office, but now he's right back in the hunt.
Well, not even bad day at the office. Like for a little bit there, it seemed like
we've seen before.
No. Let me finish. For a little bit there, it seemed like he didn't care. Just for a little bit, like you saw, like, yeah, sure, I guess that'll work. Like, and then he shot too quickly on the first couple questions. Didn't even think about it. Just like he was in his own mind because he was so focused on getting the belt back and not playing the game.
I don't think it wasn't that he didn't care. I said it before. I think he was too amped up to play, and when you're like that,
that's what
you're just like, yeah, let's just go.
He was in his own head. That's what I'm saying. He was in his own head.
I don't think it was.
I don't care though. Like,
I don't think it was. I don't care. I just think it it's one of those moods you get into where you're just like, let's just go, like let's go. You know,
like when he
okay,
got,
cool,
he
that's
got
fine.
Revenge of the Sith, he's like, yeah, it's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
And it bit him in the
That's-
ass. And him and Demolanto were tied going into round 2, but round 2 is where the difference was made. And Alex is 1-3 overall this year. Damn. So like that's something that we have to keep in mind as well. Like the second round made a difference, and Demolanto was stealing everything that Alex was missing. So Demolanto was just on one, excelling in the second round as well, obviously getting that third rounder and working his way through the fourth, missing the one. But Alex still played really well. Let's also keep that in mind. He worked his way back and made Dimmy answer some questions. But at the end of the day, Demolanto just had the edge. And like what you said earlier, Suge, all it took was another question asked sooner. And if he got it right, or if he missed the less questions in the first 2 rounds, in the first couple rounds, he knocks out Alex Damon, and we're having a completely different discussion right now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the fans are saying, you know, well, Demolanto better not play like this against Laura Kelly. Look, I feel that Alex was so overhyped, not hyped, so over
wound tight.
Yeah, wound tight.
Mm-hmm.
That Demolanto could afford to play like that. He didn't play bad. It wasn't like he played bad, but it's also a 5-rounder. It's not a 3-rounder. And remember, and one thing you got to remember, Laura Kelly's only played one 5-rounder, and she didn't make it. I don't even think she made it to the 5th. I don't know. I don't remember if she made it out of the Betty round. That was a spectacular. I should know this because I was there, but I don't remember. But Demolanto's now played. I think Demolanto's played 2 5-round matches. You tell me right now. Look at that. Look at Demolanto in the Star Wars tournament. Look at Demolanto in these last 2. Even from the last 5-round match, he is a different player. Corey has made him a better version of himself. He's calmed him down. When he missed the question, he took his board. He sat there and let it soak in, and then regain focus. When he missed the question in the speed round, you didn't see him get on himself. He was smiling. He was doing all these things. Coy has made him the champion that he is, and you got to give a lot of credit to Coy.
Facts.
Because I don't think if he had Coy, I don't know if Demolanto.
There you go. Leo Logan in the chat. Laura hit all her 5
No,
round reviews.
Hey, trust Leo Logan.
Leo Logan, my best friend. You can't doubt Leo Logan. You can't.
I was there. I just don't. I remember it was close, and then
you were probably also drunk, Shug.
You had too many adult beverages.
No. But I remember after the speed round, it wasn't even a game anymore. That's what I remember. But who never knows.
In all reality, Demolanto, with what he did, he also played like the underdog, as he should have. And Coy kept reminding him of that. Things like, "Yo, this game's tied. Even though it wasn't, play like the game's tied." And when he missed that one in the 4th round, how many times has Obi-Wan Kenobi appeared on screen, on the big screen? He missed that one. He's like, well, damn, all right, bet. But back of his head, he knew he had that cushion to go into the 5th round. And yet Alex may have easily gone through his 5th round questions. All Dimmy had to do was answer his first 2, and he did with ease. So I think the bigger talking point out of this match is that Alex Damon, for whatever reason, he lost, and now he has to go back into Star Wars play for the first time in a while.
2.5 years, 3 years, something like that. But real quick, I do want to
I don't think so. I think Demolanto's going to take it.
Well, here, I will say this. You brought up, somebody said Dagan can't play like that against Laura Kelly. I think he can. Or excuse me, not Damon, Demolanto. Yeah. Because
Matt,
Matt, you okay? You okay?
Say one more time. Say all that one more time.
So I said Demolanto can play like this against Laura Kelly because ultimately what ended up happening, and we talked to PJ, he purposely made the questions harder because people complained about how easy that first championship match was. And most Star Wars competitors were like, yeah, we all went 50-50 or 51-51. Like we'd still be playing. And I think PJ has heard that, and he's gonna be bringing the heat and the fire with these championship matches to make sure we don't end up in a situation like that ever again.
And it was more so to piggyback off of that. He also mentioned that he wanted to preserve how historic that match was, and it wasn't just out of spite for anybody.
Right.
It was to preserve what had happened. So it's not all it's not all like, damn it, they said they were talking shit, and now I'm going to get my revenge. Because at the end of the day, in Star Wars, yes, it's you versus your competition versus the questions, and PJ just happened to bring it. Zach mentioned that first question off the bat. So that definitely played a part into the match. Dagan in the chat, right? We're so used to saying Damon as champ. I made that mistake on our show too. And Corey Cameron, the competitors have stated that the questions on Friday night were much harder than their first match. Do you think the same difficulty will carry over to Dimmy versus Kelly?
And I think I just answered that.
To an extent, yes. I don't think it'll be as difficult. I think it'll be a nice mixture of the two.
Talking to PJ, I am fairly confident it's going to be just as difficult.
I'll reserve judgment until then. When that happens at Collision, but I just don't want every Star Wars match to become like, how many blades of grass? Like I don't want Star Wars to become that.
But it's not. It's really not.
Well, not yet. It inevitably will if we keep playing championship matches like that. If we're getting down to, like PJ had mentioned on Show Me the Real, that he had 10-point questions ready. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that even mean? A 10-point question?
I know,
and that's great. But I don't want to see the Schmoedown reach like your 20-point question is like that. Like that's
see, but the 10-point question was also realistically like it's those were all the overtime questions. Because
but you know what I mean though. Yeah. Like I don't want this to become like the super pseudo super difficult league that only 5 players can play in. So. And I know it's not going to be that, but you already know what I mean. It's just a hypothetical. But Star Wars with Dimbalanta as the champ, he beat Damon twice, and that's freaking nuts. And now he plays Laura Kelly, who's really damn good as well. And I believe Dagan said in the chat he had a Laura, or he's leaning towards Laura taking the belt from Dimbalanta. I may not agree as of right now, but that match can be killer once you see that Collision. And Dimbalanta. He may be champ for a while, but don't expect a 3-year reign. I think those are done. I think multi-year reigns are done across the board in the Schmoedown, not even just Star Wars.
I love Dimbalanta, but I think once Thomas gets through this tournament,
it's done. It's over.
Then we're gonna see a 3-year reign. That's just me personally.
Whoa! We'll get to Thomas in a bit.
We'll get to that, but let's do it. Wheel slice of the week, and I'll start us off. My wheel slice of the week was horror, because how do you miss a Carrie question? The only horror film John Travolta's ever been in, and you miss it. Both. This is on both players. This isn't saying anything to Radis. This isn't saying anything to Peggy. This is just, that was right there. That was right there, and we could have had two perfect second rounders. So horror, that is my wheel slice of the week.
Sounds like you're giving Radis a lot of flack, which I mean, by all means, like I'm more than ready to give Rick Radis some flack, but at the same time, Dagan, we'll see if that happens. Y'all can say you heard it here first. We'll see. Musicals, hell yeah. That's it. Musicals for wheel slice of the week. Stop
stealing my Corey.
I will go ahead and say Stephen King, that's a good one. I will say Heroes and Villains for Andrew Dimbalanta. Because look, out of Star Wars, there was 2 slices on that damn wheel that were broad, and they were not movies, and he spun them both. And I know the broader categories can be the death of somebody. Granted, Matt just picked one of the broader categories. And it didn't sink Radis at all, but it was.
If anything, it kept him in the match, but that's just because it's one of his strengths.
Right, and same thing for Peggy. It her missing that made the match what it was. But Heroes and Villains in Star Wars, to me, like it's one of the broader categories that you can pull in the second round. And I was just awfully impressed that Andrew Dimbalanta is just out here slaying it. I wonder what would happen if you gave him a mixed bag, probably the same result. But the fact that he spun both the broad categories that were not singular movies on that wheel on Friday, I think that's just luck. Talk about luck in the wheel. That's mine. Heroes and villains, technically, also mixed bag.
Suge, how
And
about
mine's musicals. I was going with musicals. Corey stole mine.
Yo, and what's up, Dagan? See, Dagan, great minds think alike, brother. But there was a lot. I really liked this past week's matches. I really did. They not only were full of story, and the match quality was really good. And although the whole Damon thing, people are still talking about that shit. We just got them talking about it. But that match is still really good for a Star Wars match. Still really damn good.
Well, Chris, you want to know what other reason why I think you like it?
Why?
You went perfect.
I did. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm the Rain Man of
you gained a point in the standings. I'm down to a 4 match lead.
Word. And trust me, like I only picked Radis for my fantasy team, Homeboy and the Heartbreakers, and in Dimmy. I don't have him on my fantasy, but I had faith in Dimmalanta. Suge converted me to Dimmalantaism. So I'm definitely rocking with what Andrew's doing. But this week's matches, they're not gonna be easy.
No, they're not. Let's get into them.
Let's do it.
All right. First match of the week is Thomas Harper versus Eric Whiteley. I think I know who we're all picking here.
Yeah, we're all picking Harper. Don't even bother.
Yeah. And one thing about Whiteley, no shade. I hope he puts up another great performance. My man just barely lost out to Hoey last time. I'm expecting him to do good this time against Thomas Harper, but it's Thomas Harper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really it. Sorry, brother.
All right, let's move on to match 2, which is Lightning Time versus Rushmore. And we're going to start off with Suge.
God damn you.
You know what? I'll
Rushmore.
go.
Suge's going Rushmore.
Holy God. Here, okay. This screw it. I'm gonna go with Lightning Time. I think that Ethan and Liz. Yeah, I don't have to explain myself. Like they played really well last week against the Outsiders, probably the best match of that whole opening round. And I think this match could be also really killer as well. Leo Logan also having Lightning Time. Rushmore will put up a fight. I would not be surprised if this we'll get to that. Oh damn, we're gonna talk about that match. But yeah, I got Lightning Time. Just barely though, just barely.
I got Rushmore. There are 2 teams that I've been rocking with this tournament, and we both know them, but we'll talk about the other one in a minute. But I got faith in Rushmore. I think they have the ability to take it all the way. Rushmore is the team for me.
Word. And I will say before we talk about this match on Friday, any of these 4 teams can win the whole thing. Any of them. Just putting it out there right now. That's how good the competition is.
And then finally we have Deception versus
Danger Zone. For those who
Danger Zone.
There you go.
Because I know I'm the only one who's gonna. I'm the only one here picking Danger Zone.
Yeah, I got Rush. I got Deception.
Yeah, I got Danger Zone, and it's because you got the first match issues out of the way. You've played that first match. Now you can go have practice sessions, get prepped, understand what you got to go in, the mentality you need, what you need to fix, and let's see them work it off. I got Danger Zone. So
okay. You know what? Whoever wins, I will still win in some way, shape, or form. I'm gonna
Chris. I got okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna pick Deception. This match, I think this match would be better than Lightning Time Rushmore. Somehow, I will be, in my opinion. Damn it. I'm picking Deception, but if Danger Zone wins, I get points on fantasy because of Bateman. So I will, for the sake of this, Deception.
All right. Corey Cameron says, "Don't do it, Chris." I think you thought you were gonna pick Danger Zone from that.
Dude, no, it's hard. I was thinking about this before the show started because I knew this was gonna come, and Leo Logan has Danger Zone as well. And I knew we were going to get this, and we were talking to Marisol. I was scared Marisol was going to stick around for this and maybe put on the spot. But I'm going to rock with Corruption for this. I really want to see Deception versus Corruption proper. I really want to see that just so we can have another vacation and Chris can go on vacation for a day. That'd be really, really cool. But we'll see. Any of these teams can win the tournament. Any of them. Any of them.
Yep, for sure.
Do we have a pay-per-view this week?
No pay-per-view. That's it. It's only 3 matches. Yeah, you get a Friday relaxing. Chris, you can drive out to Oklahoma City and go see Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift on the big screen.
Ooh, can I? Is that
Yeah,
a
it's
thing?
It's Fast Friday. This week's Fast Friday film is Tokyo
Word. I've been meaning to rewatch Tokyo Drift, and I think that might be.
I love Tokyo Drift. I love Tokyo Drift.
And the first 4 are the only ones I haven't seen on the big screen. So the only ones that mattered to me to see on the big screen were Tokyo Drift and Fast and Furious. So
I think damn, because this past Friday, obviously we had the pay-per-view and stuff.
Literally for a split second, because it was showing right down the road by Jen's house, because that's where I was watching the match. I was this close to being like, you know what, y'all, I'll talk to you after. I'm gonna go see. But I decided against it. But yeah,
that might be a move. I'll just say this now. After my drive yesterday, for what I got to go watch, I'm kind of burned down.
Yeah, but
I spent a lot of time on the road.
You got a 4-day recharge.
I do. I gotta work.
But you don't really have to work because it's a 7 o'clock.
Tomorrow's
movie.
FCL. There's lots of FCL. Tomorrow we see David Campbell and Nick
Harley.
The
number one contenders match.
Yep.
That's
all right. I love to stick around, but I got to go to a meeting. I apologize, guys. I got to go.
You're cool, dude.
Right, we'll wrap up right now.
Wrapping up.
Yeah, you're good, Suge. But we will. We'll FCL. We may do some of that tomorrow.
Yes,
check Really Scared on Thursday. Taylor Cleek, the Rachel for Rick Radis, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Wrestle Real this Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. And I mean, Real Talk on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
No Real Talk this week. Nick is preoccupied, and I'm not doing a solo episode, so no Real Talk this week. We don't have a guest because all the guests we would have are going to be busy with the same thing Nick's busy with because it's a film festival here in the area. So no Real Talk this week.
Well, typically Real Talk would be on Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And of course, Spin from the Real. Thank you so much to everyone who donated on Streamlabs. It really does make a difference. Yeah. It helps the channel out. And follow us. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Leave a comment if you're watching after the fact. This means a lot to us. Thank you guys so much.
Have a good night.